net with this new high-tech, knotless technology. I don't think it's even actually rope. I think it's plastic, honestly. But it's green, and it is, when they first put it up, I was upstairs in the White Rose Hall and looked out and didn't even realize they had done it. It's that transparent. So it's a really exciting thing for all those fans who have been sitting behind the net for all those years, including you in the press box. Also an enhanced view of the game in addition to 4 additional sections that are protected.
Another thing, this is more of a next year thing, but we're starting to unveil it and build the plans and let people test this out. They'll see a really neat advertisement on the arch nemesis for the 1741 Club, and they might wonder what that is. So, Eric, what is that?
You're right. We announced this a couple weeks ago, and the very first thing people can do is go to 1741club.com, and they can see some images and learn a little bit more. This is a new product that we're going to introduce in 2019, a very significant renovation upstairs in our skybox level. It's a new all-inclusive food and beverage flexible ticket aimed at 3 groups, small businesses, small groups, and the individual fan looking to buy something for a very special occasion. And so this is something that will be available to everyone, and people can go to 1741club.com and see more.
Well, some other things from the media standpoint that are new this year, obviously helping our fans get Revs information a little bit more efficiently, easily for them. What's going on with that?
Well, I could ask you, Daryl.
Yeah.
I have had a lot of people comment to me over the last 3 years. I've seen it myself, the reduction in local sports coverage from our local newspapers and other media as everything goes national. And so we decided to take matters into our own hands. As you might know, Daryl Henry, WOYK Sports Radio 1350 is the only remaining locally owned radio station in York County. And we're very proud of that, that we're the only locally controlled media, frankly. Newspaper, TV, no other radio station, no other local media source is locally owned. So what we're going to do this year is we're going to be the provider of Revs results to our fans if they can't get that information in other forms of local media. And all people have to do is go to the WOYK website, and there's an email sign up there where you can get the Revs in your inbox. And every morning when you wake up, you'll be able to check your email. You'll have a pithy summary of the night's action, and maybe even a few audio or video clips thrown in there on special occasions. So go to the WOYK website or the York Revolution website to sign up for that.
Well, lastly, I mean, this whole opening weekend filled with giveaways. It's kind of a 4-day celebration of baseball being back. What's the offseason been like for you with, basking in the glow of championship number 3?
Yeah. Well, we basked for about 36 hours, and then it's back to work. And as I mentioned in the lead, and it was fun. It is fun being a champion. It's fun looking at that calendar on the wall with all the great pictures from the championship year. It's fun looking at the cover of the playbill with that great photo on the field the night we won the championship. But the truth is, last night we celebrated the championship. It's 2018. We're looking forward. And I'm excited about the group of guys we have here. Obviously, it's a marathon, not a sprint, to use that baseball cliche. But I think we know what we're doing. And we have absolutely, positively every intention of winning it again. That's what we're all about. We understand that there's, you win some, you lose some, and sometimes it rains. But we have every intention of bringing another title home and keeping that trophy right there in the ticket office here at People's Bank Park.
Eric, thanks a lot. Appreciate the annual opening night chat here on day number 2. But I guess you got bumped for pretty good reason last night.
Yeah, I'll take it. If that's the reason I get bumped, that's all about it.
That is Revs President Eric Menzer. We'll have Mace on the Broadway Transmission Manager's Report up next.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood Sure Save stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Saubles Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Fans, it's time to go inside the clubhouse for all the latest on your Atlantic League champion York Revolution and tonight's matchup. It's time for the Broadway Transmission Manager's Report. Now, here's the manager of the Revs, Mark Mason.
Well, Mace, a great win last night to get things started, and a game that seemed to have a little bit of everything, a high entertainment value certainly, and a lot of great plays on both sides of the ball for your team to get that win.
Yeah, it was. It was a great win. It was a nice way to cap off the evening with the ceremony and everything before the game, and so it was nice to get the win after that. But it was an interesting game too. Both teams made some mistakes, and both teams, had some clutch hitting. Mitchell started the season off pretty nice for us with the home run, and then Dent to dead center field, a 3-run homer. I mean, you're not expecting that. You know what I mean? So. That was really awesome on their parts, and then the bullpen was very good. Van Meter and Carson and Frankie DeJulio Jr. I mean, they were very good, and I thought Jay did a good job too. Starting the game, he got through 4 innings. That was the most pitches he's thrown. It was only his 3rd time to face live hitters. Matter of fact, probably the 3rd time or 4th time for most of our guys that were in there last night. So, and it's the same for everybody. We're still early in the process. The negative, I would say, was we walked too many guys, and we had some wild pitches that ended up costing us a run. So we didn't really walk too many people during camp, but we walked our fair share last night. So hopefully we got that one out of our system.
Mitchell's home run opens the season, literally, for the offense, and the only other guy to do that in team history, Scott Grimes. I know you remember that one, but at what point did you start thinking that you might use Mitchell in that role at the top of the order this year?
Well, I mean, just based on the way he finished the season last year, and he worked on his game a lot. He's now a much better bunter than he used to be, so he can bunt for hits too. And the opposing teams, they know that, so they move their infield around a little bit, which opens up some holes for the ground ball base hit. And we know he can run and steal bases, and then he can hit homers too. So kind of a left-handed version of Scotty Grimes in some ways, but. They made some really great plays in the outfield again last night. But, I just think for right now, we'll go with him up top. And, if something changes moving forward. But for right now, I'm trying to get my lineup in a situation where they can get comfortable coming to the ballpark and knowing where they're going to hit and not moving guys all over the place. So for right now, Jared, I think, is our best option up there.
That double play in the top of the 8th was huge, and how difficult of a play was it with, Cuevas obviously having to reach for it, but then what Alexi did, he ends up actually checking the runner and then still had time to complete it.
Yeah, that was an interesting play all the way around right there because, I really thought that they would go contact there with the runner at third base and nobody out, so I thought that might be something that would happen, but they didn't. And then Lexi did a really great job of actually staring at the runner at third the entire time and then just flipped the ball to first base. I wasn't really sure if he was going to make the throw to first initially, but he did a good job of keeping the runner frozen over there, so he was able to get the second guy, the second out of first base.
Robert Carson finishes the game, and what all went into using him for the 8th and 9th inning in that situation last night?
Well, we worked on Robbie. He wants to try to be a starter at some point, so we had extended him during spring training. So he had thrown multiple innings. I think the first inning he went out there in the 8th, it might have been 6, 7, 8 pitches, whatever it was. So I knew there was a lot of gas in the tank, and he came in the dugout, and I'm like, "You good to finish?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm fine." So, and with their lefty switches and everything that they have in their lineup, Robbie's he's an experienced guy, So in that role, opening night, Ricky Gomez still not quite where he needs to be, I think, and so we kind of laid off him last night. But I figured Robbie would be able to give us 2 innings, and we used Joe Van Meter gave us a couple innings too. So those are guys that we stretched out a little bit during spring training. So maybe we can get some multiple innings out of our bullpen guys, and they can be quality innings, and that'll save some arms for the next night.
Detweiler tonight, he obviously comes in prepared. He's professional. He looks like a guy that is ready to go back at some point, and that's why he's here. How impressive was he during spring training, what you saw?
He was as good as he could be, really. Even the middle infielders that play behind him, they would come in and tell me, like, Mace, this guy, he's filthy. The ball goes to both sides of the plate. It sinks, it cuts, nothing straight, So, he threw the ball really well in camp, and, it's early for him, too. This will be his first time with the lights on and, for real, as we say. But, he's an extremely experienced guy, so, I think after pitching 9 seasons in the big leagues, I'm sure he'll be okay to handle this.
Yeah. Nice, thanks a lot. Good luck tonight.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Revs manager Mark Mason as we wrap up the Broadway Transmission Managers Report. Starting lineups tonight brought to you by Flying Feet. For the Barnstormers, they'll have Darian Sanford in center field leading off. Tyler Bortnick at third base bats second. Hitting third and right field is Blake Galen. Joey Turdoslavich at first base hitting cleanup. Ryan Castile, the DH, bats fifth. Trayvon Robinson in left field batting sixth. Anderson De La Rosa will catch and hit seventh. Vladimir Frias at shortstop bats eighth. And Rico Noel at second base will hit ninth. Again, Sanford, Bortnick, Galen, Turdoslavich, Castile, Robinson, De La Rosa, Frias, and Noel. The lineup that Ross Detweiler will face as he goes through his warm-ups. Revs have taken the field here. For York tonight, it'll be Jared Mitchell in right field leading off. Alexi Casilla at second base bats second. Jose Cuevas, the third baseman, bats third. Michael Burgess Sr. at first base will hit cleanup. Zach Wilson is the DH batting fifth. Ruby Silva in left field hits sixth. Ryan Dent, shortstop, batting seventh. Luis Cruz will catch and hit eighth. And Travis Witherspoon in center bats ninth. Again, Mitchell, Casilla, Cuevas, Burgess, Wilson, Silva, Dent, Cruz, and Witherspoon, with Detweiler on the bump and ready to go to make his Revs debut here tonight. And man, was he impressive in spring training. 5 shutout innings, didn't walk any. And Darian Sanford will dig in first. Our Dasher Investment Services first pitch here tonight on the way from Detweiler, and it is a little bit high. We are underway. A 6:34 start time here at Peoples Bank Park. Sanford 1 for 4 last night, a 2-run double. Pitch is swung on, lifted foul down the right field side. Big crowd in that area especially. A big picnic in the outfield tonight, but a wonderful Friday night crowd, even bigger than opening night expected here at Peoples Bank Park this evening. Detweiler stands angled in the rubber, winds and deals, and a fastball over for a strike, 1-2.
Well, the biggest thing for Detweiler today is go in there and pump the strike zone with fastballs and then go to your breaking balls. We saw he didn't walk a batter in the spring, so control is key here today, and he's the guy.
He fires, swinging a ground ball to shortstop. Dent lines it up to his left, gets rid of it, it's in time. Gets the speedy Sanford, and that's how our night begins. Our weather brought to you by Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. 66 degrees, sun shining through. At the moment, some partial cloud cover, but the sun's been shining brightly since the middle of the afternoon. No wind, the flag is at a total standstill. Here's Tyler Bortnick, third baseman. He was 0 for 4 with a walk and a couple strikeouts last night. And Detweiler to the plate. It is a fastball strike on the outer half. Our plate ump tonight is Calvin Baker. Michael Williams at first, Derek Moshe at third base. Detweiler delivers home, and a swing and a miss. Ball got by, but a swing. Luis Cruz is in there tonight, just arrived late Monday evening and had his first workout with the team on Wednesday. And tonight he is in the lineup catching for Detweiler. Here's the 0-2, and it misses in the dirt. Cruz collapses down on it. Barnstormers in their black and red and white loud striped jerseys tonight. The Revs in their home whites again. And Detweiler with the 1-2. Fastball right there. Strike 3 called. He rings him up right in at the knees. 2 down. We saw that fastball in spring, Michael, over in Lancaster on their board. He was in the low 90s with it.
Yeah, it's a good sign for Ross still being in the 90s. I got to imagine he can pump that up to mid-90s for a few pitches, but early on in the game, you like to see it in the low 90s, and I mean, he can spot that fastball on a dime. We know that. You spend 9 years in the big leagues, and a few successful ones at that, pitching a playoff game during his career. You know he's going to be able to spot that fastball at will.
Here is Blake Galen, who takes low. This is Detweiler's first outing since July 7th of last year. He is with the Iowa Cubs at AAA. Lefty on lefty, the 1-0. It's down and away. Galen last night 1 for 4 in the game, adding to his Lancaster all-time record for hits. Now Detweiler set with it. And the 2-0. That misses in the dirt. Galen's beginning his 7th year with Lancaster. His only full season was 2012, his first year. He was Atlantic League Player of the Year. Last year marked the 5th straight year that he was signed from Lancaster. Here's the 3-0, and it misses up and in. So Galen is the first base runner of the night, a 2-out walk.
It's impressive to get signed out of this league 5 years in a row, and at some point a guy might just be like, all right, I've had enough of this. Just let me stay all year. But you're never going to turn down an opportunity to get back into affiliated ball.
Now here is Joey Turdoslavich, starting first baseman. He was 1 for 4 last night. Switch hitter, runner goes, pitches high, Cruz will unleash, and it skips past Dent, backed up by Casilla, who barehands it, running along the edge of the outfield grass. Looked like he hit it behind his back. Perhaps Galen would think it continued on into center, but he stays right where he is with the steal. The Barnstormers last night stole 3 bases, but the 2 main speed components, Sanford and Noel, were both caught stealing in their only attempt in the 9th inning. Lancaster, a team that is expected to run amok. Now the 1-0. Fastball, that's in for a strike. 93 on the Peoples Bank Park board. Now, I know we mentioned it before. People might look at the number of outings Detweiler had last year and think, oh, did he get hurt? Nope. He was released and at the time decided to clear his mind, take the rest of the year off, and he has come back strong. Pitch is swung on, a foul tip behind the plate. He took some off, change up at 86. And he's got the jump on the cleanup hitter, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And Ross's arm has to feel great after taking a few months off last year. And I said this during spring training, one of the broadcasts, sometimes you just need to get away from the game if you're not succeeding and doing well or doing as well as you want to. Sometimes you just got to get away from the game, and looks like it served Ross really well.
Pitch just missed. Cruz set up in, faking it, and then set up away. It was a backdoor slider or cutter, maybe a little bit low. 2-2. Turdoslavich, the nephew of former Red Sox All-Star Mike Greenwell. Detweiler to the plate. And in the dirt, skips up off Cruz's glove, high in the air and straight back. Galen rounds third. And he'll stop there. Moves up on a wild pitch. Last night, the Revs tied a dubious franchise record with 4 wild pitches in the win. And they have one early tonight, but Detweiler will focus on the hitter and try to make it a scoreless top half.
And that's a key to this game. Mace talked about it in the pregame that too many walks, too many wild pitches last night. 5 walks, 4 wild pitches. That can't happen every night, and you can't expect to win when that happens. So limiting the walks and wild pitches, 1 of each so far in this first inning, that's going to be a key going forward tonight.
Now the payoff pitch. Fastball up and away, ball 4. It's a back-to-back walks, and that'll put runners at the corners. Interesting trend last night. Revs pitchers consistently, inning after inning, got the first 2 hitters, or at least the first hitter, and it was primarily 2-out threats that developed, and Detweiler will try to get out of one here. Here's Ryan Castile, the DH, in for Waldrop tonight. And Detweiler home, misses high and wide.
Ross Peoples playing the righty-lefty game with his DHs so far in the first 2 games of the season. He went with the lefty yesterday. That was Waldrop, and now Castile today. Had a pinch hit single last night on the first pitch he saw. So he's off to a good start this year.
1-0. And that's right down the middle, called strike. He is the K-Man tonight. We did have success on our Rudders K-Man promotion last night. And Jay Goss got Trayvon Robinson looking. Here's the stretch. Runners at first and third, the 1-1 up and in. A scoreless game here in the top of the first. Detweiler trying to keep it that way. Castile was brought in to face Robert Carson last night when the lefty entered and did have that pinch hit single, but Carson worked out of it. Now the 2-1. Swinging a liner past Detweiler and up the middle. Galen in to score. It's 1-0 Lancaster. And thank goodness Detweiler was able to flinch slightly sideways and let it go by. That was right back at his belt buckle.
That one was close, no doubt. A hard piece of contact off the bat of Castile. He's 2 for 2 so far this season. He's hit the ball hard both times, and both off lefties. So Ross Peoples, he put him in there for a reason, ready to mash the lefties, and an early lead for Lancaster.
Now here is Trayvon Robinson, 1 for 3 with a walk last night. First and second. First pitch he checks. It's a called strike anyway. So a pair of 2-out walks followed by a single. That has produced a run. I think Detweiler will be mostly upset at himself about the walks. He was shaking his head after that single went by. A little frustrated. Outfield shades the other way. The 0-1 and a breaking ball stayed a little high. Had good bend back on it. Detweiler, the highest draft pick ever to suit up for the Revs. He was 6th overall in 07 by the Nationals out of Missouri State University. He's from St. Louis. Time asked for by Robinson, who backs out. The previous highest draft pick to suit up for the Revs, John Van Benschoten, who was 8th overall to the Pirates in 01. He played here in 2011. Pitch to Robinson. He swings and hits one in the air, foul. Burgess a look. And into the seats down the first base side. It's 1-2.
4 former first-round picks on this Revs roster this year. Detweiler, one of them. Ryan Dent, Michael Burgess, 2 others. And then, who am I missing? I'm missing, Jared Mitchell.
Yes.
So 4 right now in the game, which is pretty cool. 4 of the 9 out on the field.
Detweiler made it to the majors the year he was drafted. An incredible feat. Here's the 1-2 in the dirt. Cruz is down on that. He made his major league debut September of the year he was drafted. He was the first player from that draft to get to the majors. Had a hitless, scoreless inning against Atlanta. Struck out Willie Harris for his first K. And he was the 3rd national to be called up the same year he was drafted, along with Chad Cordero and Ryan Zimmerman. The 2-2. Swing and a looper at second. Casilla backpedals, and he's got it. A jam shot floater. Robinson never even dropped his bat as he fists one to the second baseman to end the inning. 1 run scores on 1 hit. 2 men left. We've played a half inning. It's the Barnstormers 1 and the Revs coming up.
Are you one of the many people that has a 401k that is eligible to roll over, but you just haven't done it yet? Maybe you're not sure where is the best place to put it. I'm Tom Dasher of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in helping you getting your 401k and IRA money parked in the best place for you. So if you haven't rolled your 401k yet, or if you're not satisfied with your IRA, call me for a consultation at 487-2096. That's 487-2096. And check out my website at tomdasher.com.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
There's a lot of talk out there about good health care. We all want a good plan. But step outside and take a good look at all those beautiful trees and shrubs in your yard. Do you have a plan to maintain their good health? Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care has a veteran staff of 12 fully licensed and trained tree health care professionals to rely on, including 10 certified arborists and 3 PA certified horticulturalists. So don't let your trees and shrubs fend for themselves against Mother Nature. Visit heritagelawnandlandscape.com and get world-class care right in your backyard.
The revolution plays here. Play ball! The new Sports Radio 1350.
Check it out. There it is. Revs are coming to bat. 1-0 Lancaster. As we head to the bottom half of the first inning, Jonathan Albaladeo wrapping up his warm-ups. He was picked up by Lancaster from Bridgeport in the dispersal draft. He's Atlantic League Pitcher of the Year a couple of years ago. And Michael, a very interesting connection that these two opposing starting pitchers have tonight.
Sure, yeah, both Detweiler and Albaladeo were teammates with the Nationals in 2007. It was a brief stint as teammates, as both were September call-ups that season for Washington. Detweiler, as previously mentioned by you, only got in 1 game, a scoreless inning. Albaladeo pitched in 14 games that September for Washington, so they may have been teammates for maybe a week tops, as Detweiler was only up there a few days.
Well, Jared Mitchell will lead things off. What a start to the season he provided last night. The second opening night leadoff homer in Revs history. And the righty's first pitch is taken low. Mitchell overall last night 1 for 4. And Mays had thought about leading him off consistently, and they're going to run with that for a while. Here's the 1-0. Swing, and he lines a base hit into right center. Sanford over to glove it from center field. And Mitchell starts tonight's game with a single, goes down to get it. He's a leadoff base runner.
That's what you love out of your leadoff guy. Just put the ball in play, get on base. Mitchell 2 for 2 leading off games so far this year. Great to see. Something Mason touched on in the pregame, saying that he's the best option right now because of what he can do with the bat, so many different things. And that's going to be a huge key tonight. Can they put the ball in play against Albaladeo? This is a guy who was a former strikeout champion in the Atlantic League, did that in 2016 with 164 punch-outs. So putting the ball in play and not letting the count get so deep is going to be huge tonight.
Here's Alexi, 1 for 4 with a double last night. And Albaladeo delivers. It misses low. Bortnick at third is up on the grass. Casilla always a threat to drop one down for a hit or otherwise. At first base, Turdoslavich holding Mitchell and shading his eyes with the glove up. Sun setting off to the third base side. The 1-0, and that's in for a strike. Casilla backing up on the inside strike call. Albaladeo last year with Bridgeport 7-6, 4.44 ERA in 16 starts. Picked up by the Mets and went to AAA Vegas. And now moved to first. Mitchell jumps back, standing up. Jared 5th in Revs history in steals with 50. At Vegas last year, Albaladeo 2-4 with a 4.50 in 9 outings, 8 starts. 2 years ago in this league, we mentioned Pitcher of the Year. as he holds, and another move over. Mitchell dives back this time. He was 15-6 for the Bluefish in 2016, a 4.07 ERA in 28 starts. 6'5", 260. One, and now Casilla shows bunt, and it misses up and away. Now a 2-1 count. He'll continue to put the thought of that and mind of Bortnick down at third. 1-0 Lancaster here in the first. Revs with the leadoff man aboard, though. And Mitchell walks off to his lead. The 2-1 swing and a foul tip. Mighty hack from Casilla, who just got a piece of it.
He might have been looking fastball there, got a breaking ball, and just wasn't on it. You know, right now, Alexi just needs to do a job and get Mitchell into scoring position, whether it's a hit or not. Just get Mitchell to second and then let him work from there with his wheels.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Here's the stretch. It's set up in right under his hands. A long hold. And now home. Swing and a foul tip back.
I'm surprised Alexi didn't call for time there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a case where as a batter, you're in the box and flat-footed. Only when you start to get into your swing do you move that foot and kind of move a little bit. So that's a case where you maybe get too stuck in one position at the dish. Usually hitters call time in that situation when the pitcher's taking that long to go to the plate.
2-2 it stays. Cuevas is on deck. He was Zabaladeo's teammate in Bridgeport. Now again set. 2-2. Mitchell runs. Swinging a liner up the middle. Past the outstretched glove of Frias. It's overrun by Sanford, but he was on it immediately. Mitchell stays at second. Frias was a whisker away from catching it and having all day to turn 2. And it was just past his glove. I don't know if he flinched or didn't see it totally or was distracted by Mitchell, but it was close, and it's a single to put 2 men on.
Well, off the bat, it looked like it was definitely going to be caught, and that was going to be a heartbreaking line-out double play right there. But Alexi just hitting the ball hard, driving up the middle, staying in the middle with that approach. I talked about that a lot yesterday. Both Mitchell and Dent, their home runs came in the middle of the diamond out to center field. And Alexi staying up the middle there.
Yeah, with the runner going, Frias heading over to cover and looked like he was going to be right there. First and second for Jose Cuevas, who again played with Albaladeo in Bridgeport, defended the corners behind him when he was on the mound. And the big righty checks back, now comes home, and it's over for a strike. 84 with movement, 2-seamer. Cuevas 0 for 4 last night. Looking for his first Revs hit. He was the first player taken by the Revs in that dispersal draft. Albaladeo, the first taken by Lancaster. And now they square off. Mitchell at second, Casilla at first. Here's the 0-1. Swinging, he grounds it near the line at third and foul. It's a 1-0 Lancaster lead here in the first inning. Albaladeo was in the majors for parts of 5 years with Washington, the Yankees, the Diamondbacks. 66 games, 6-3 with a 4.34 in the big leagues. 2010 at AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre, he had 43 saves as a closer in the Yankees system. Led the International League. Now time asked for by Cuevas. It's career strikeout to walk ratio 4.1 to 1. He pounds the zone. He went 2-0 against Lancaster with Bridgeport, and one of those was quite unique as he holds set. Now home, and in the dirt, blocked by De La Rosa. He struck out Butch Hobson, then the Lancaster manager in the first inning of a game in the 2016 season finale. Butch Hobson was talked into playing. Faced Abeladeo, who was the Atlantic League Pitcher of the Year. So it's not like he chose the last guy on the staff to go up there against.
Picked the wrong day to get an AB.
Now ready, check back of second base. And the 1-2, that's down and outside. Much like last night, the middle of the field is sunlit. And shadows from in front of second base on in, and also in front of the arch nemesis in left. But a beautiful night. Game time temp last night was 69 degrees, tonight 66. Now the 2-2. Swing and a flare, center field, base hit. Mitchell around third, he will score to tie it up. Throw goes into short, and Jose Cuevas delivers his first Revolution hit. It's an RBI single to tie it up right away. 1-1 here in the first inning.
Again, staying up the middle of the diamond with the approach there, working the count a little bit. And mentioned before the game, just put the ball in play and good things will happen. You have to make the defense make a play. And Abeladeo is a strikeout guy. They haven't given in to his strike yet at the plate. And Burgess, a guy who's patient, last night a chance to keep that solid approach against Lancaster's righty going.
3 consecutive singles to start the evening. And a good read from Mitchell, who took off and scored without a throw. Here's Burgess. We play him to pull in the infield. First pitch, he yanks it past Sandy De Leon, coaching at first, and now he'll demonstrate the dance move that he put on to avoid it, as it ends up in the Revolution bullpen seating.
Well, Sandy's loving that anytime he gets a chance to show off some moves down there. What a funny guy. I just love being around Sandy during BP, chatting with him.
It's been fun for years around this team. It's only going to be more fun with Sandy here. On the stretch, the 0-1, and a swing and a foul back. Frias at short, can't quite overshift with Casilla at second, but he's right up the middle.
This would be a big time for Michael Burgess to get his first hit of the 2018 campaign. 3 singles in a row. How about a double to the gap or something like that? One off the wall and left. Somebody's going to put a charge into one tonight. We'll see if it can be Burgess.
0-2 count, he'll look to battle. Pitch, and a called third strike. He was backing up, but rung up. Perhaps it tailed back onto the corner from Abeladeo, 1 down.
And that's a pitch you see often that works in pitcher's favor, as a guy at the plate kind of leans over the plate, making an attempt to essentially get out of the way of one on the inside corner, but I mean, the plate doesn't move. If the pitcher's coming in, going to hang that inside corner, doesn't matter what the batter does there. The home plate umpire is going to make that call.
Here's Zach Wilson with 1 away. A 1-1 game here in the bottom of the first. Wilson DHing tonight. Last night he was at first and Burgess was DHing. They trade off responsibilities this evening. Abeladeo sets, looks back at Alexi, comes home, and a swing and a grounder foul past Polo at third. Wilson last night, his first Revs hit came on that double lost in the twilight. It was 1 for 3, a double and a run, also put on base on an intentional walk late in the game. Revs with 3 straight singles, and then the strikeout from Abeladeo for the first out. He's ready. And the 0-1. Swing and a grounder foul. Third base side again. He got in on him. A lot of that sinking two-seam stuff. That one right in on Wilson. Now Abeladeo asking for a new ball. He lobs in. Our WellSpan Sports Medicine injury report tonight. Delta Cleary Jr. inactive with an oblique. And Josh Kimborowicz, a little bit of spring training soreness, was started off inactive as well. Now ready. And the 0-2, that's just outside. De La Rosa held it and tried to frame it. And a keen eye from Wilson, who's certainly been one of the best hitters in this league. And the opposition in the past 3 years with Southern Maryland. Now the stretch. Couple checks of second, and Albaladeo steps off. Lights are about halfway on here. And what is still a sunlit early evening. And the stretch, the pitch, and a swing and a well-hit ball, deep left field. It is gone! Zach Wilson, his first Revolution home run! A 3-run shot. It clears the arch nemesis in left. And the Revs erupt for a 4 spot here in the first inning tonight and lead it 4-1.
Zach put a great swing on that, goes to the pull side, got some air under that one, traveled well. Just an excellent inning from the Revs, putting the ball in play. It started off with a couple singles, and that's how you get a rally going. Last night in the first inning, you saw a solo home run. That was great and all, but then the next batter comes up, nobody's on base. It doesn't start a rally with a home run, and right there, they had the rally started. The home run works in that case.
Here's Ruby Silva, who takes a strike. The Revs with their 3rd home run. Here the first 2 nights, their second 3-run shot. Pitch to Ruby, he swings, hits one deep the other way. Is it back to back? It is high off the wall, and it caroms back in. And he rounds second, he'll stop there. He just missed, inches away. It's a double off the very top of the arch nemesis. They're joking in the dugout for him to do some push-ups. He just missed.
Everybody hitting tonight, and yeah, a little joke between the guys in the dugout. A lot of times you see guys when they hit a fly ball to the warning track, they'll be like, I hit the weight room guy, you know, a few more reps in the weight room, a couple more bicep curls, and that one's out right there, just missing off the top of that wall. But we're playing a little wall ball tonight, Darryl.
Sure are. That wall was almost a forgotten man last night, but Zach Wilson clears it. Ruby Silva hits one right off the top. And he sat back and drilled it the other way. There's some piping on top. I mean, that was close to going over the yellow line and coming back. I'd like to see that one again. At any rate, it's a mound visit from Ross Peoples here early tonight, and the Revs with a 4-1 lead. And the 7th place hitter, Ryan Dent, is up next.
Well, Dent was all over the action last night. Hit 2 balls hard, including that one, that go-ahead 3-run shot just to the left of the batter's eye in center. Everybody's hitting. Why not Dent tonight?
Big night indeed. In the season opener, he digs in. And the first pitch, that's inside, moves him back. First baseman Turdoslavich is way away from first base. Silva, the lone man out there, leading at second as he adjusts his batting gloves. Albaladeo now at 23 pitches here in the first. Now set with it. Checks. Noel will back away. Pitch is a slider and it clipped the outside corner for a strike.
Well, Albaladejo's been around the zone. No walks in the inning, so he's throwing strikes. It's just sometimes the opposition will just hit the pitches you're throwing. Give the Revs credit for making contact and making hard contact.
Now he's ready, delivers, and a slider broke off the plate this time.
4 extra base hits for the Revs last night, 2 homers, 2 doubles. 1 of each so far tonight. It has all the makings of a short outing for Albaladejo, and the Revs just got to stay with that approach and keep doing what they're doing.
Now the 2-1. And he paints outside. Strike called. That time the two-seamer that started off and dipped back. Drew a look back from Dent. It's even at 2-2. 4-1 York here in the bottom of the first tonight. Great response. Now Abeladeo set. And the 2-2. Breaking ball dives low. Luis Cruz waiting on deck. Making his first start of the year.
Dent's had a good eye in this plate appearance right here. Working the count full. Holding up on that breaking ball low and outside. That's a tempting pitch to swing at because it's coming more on the inner half of the plate, and then that breaks down and away. But Dent, a good job to hold up.
Now the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Slider off the plate. Dent will start toward first, which is unoccupied. De La Rosa will make the throw. 2 down in the inning, both on strikeouts. Little past 7 o'clock. We'll pause for station identification. This is Revolution Radio.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350. WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
4-1, Revs lead it. Darrell Henry along with Michael Mark Antonini. Bottom of the first inning. And Luis Cruz will dig in. His season debut here tonight. Batted .276, 5 home runs last year. And first pitch, it's a slider away. Got here on Monday night. Did not make the trip for the final spring training game Tuesday. He was going through the physicals and all of that. Worked out Wednesday. Was on the bench last night. In there tonight. And the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Fastball in under his hands. He had some passport malfunction, but saw him Tuesday and again today, and said how happy he was to finally get here. He was a big piece to the championship puzzle last season. Now the 1-1 breaking ball hooks in for a strike, 1-2.
And you got to wonder what his approach is going to be at the plate. He hasn't seen live pitching at all so far since the Revs opened camp. He wasn't here for any of the games. You mentioned he didn't make the trip for the last one because he had all the other stuff going on. So this is his first time seeing some live game action.
Pitch, swing, and he bleeds one. It's going to get into right down the line, and around third is Silva. He will score. Sometimes placement is everything. It's a 5-run first inning and a 5-1 Revs lead.
Just going with the pitch there and not hard hit at all. A ball that's an easy put out if the first baseman Terdoslavich is playing where he normally does, but Cruz, the right-handed hitter there, playing the pull, and Terdoslavich playing off the line right there. So just a good job by Cruz to go with that pitch instead of trying to pull it and yank it down the third baseline.
Revs have batted around here in the first inning. Cruz an RBI hit in his first at-bat of the year. A little spinner between the first baseman and the bag, and it crawled into shallow right. Here's Witherspoon. And the first pitch, fastball over at the knees for a strike. Witherspoon tonight making his 198th start in center field in his Revs career, second most all time, approaching 200. Has a ways to go to catch Scott Grimes, who made 350 starts in center. The 0-1 curveball, and it hooks over for a strike. Abeladeo now at 34 pitches here in this first inning. Spoon last night, 2 for 3, had the only multi-hit game, also a stolen base. Pitch, and it's up high, fastball, he lays off.
Well, he came in as the league's leading hitter, minimum 3 at-bats.
Barnstormers have bullpen activity. Lefty Tommy Shirley is up in the first inning. They have 10 relievers on the card again. 5 lefties, 5 righties. Now the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Fastball, he strikes out the side. But the Revs bat around against him here in the first inning, scoring 5 times on 6 hits. Zach Wilson's 3-run homer, the biggest, 1 man left. We go to the second inning here in game number 2. It's the Revs 5 and the Barnstormers 1.
We were with you when you were struggling with the challenges of being a young athlete, before the challenges of keeping fit while working 9 to 5, and long before Pilates and Zumba were even a thing. Flying Feet. Flying Feet Sports Shoes outfitted you as a young athlete. When you slipped into a new sport practically every season, you learned a lot, and you grew strong. But now that you're an adult, why stop? Flying Feet has the brands and the styles that will increase your performance no matter how you choose to maintain your fitness. Just like when you were a kid, when you shop Flying Feet, you know you'll walk away with the best fit and natural comfort. Flying Feet stocks fitness shoes and all kinds of fitness gear. So, what do you do these days? Trail walking? Working out on the track, on the street, in the gym? Sign up for exercise classes like Pilates, Zumba, or need shoes for weightlifting? It doesn't matter what you're into, you can always count on Flying Feet. It's the one sportswear specialty store that's truly ageless. Flying Feet. Flying Feet Sports Shoes, 1511 Melrose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83.
Remember when an app was listen only? Oh yeah, that was kind of us, wasn't it? Well, we have a new app. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores and take Sports Radio 1350 on the go like never before. Listen on the go like always, and now get easier access to archived games and programs on demand. Watch WOYK game broadcasts on YouTube and so much more. Search the new WOYK on the Apple and Google Play stores and download today. It's not just an app, it's a lifestyle. Sports Radio 1350. First in York, first in sports.
The Baltimore Baseball Show with Dan Connolly, right here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Second inning here tonight at Peoples Bank Park. It's a 5-1 Revs lead. And what a response. 5-run first inning. Last year, in the home opener, they scored 5 runs in the first inning to beat Somerset. This year, they do it in game number 2. Anderson De La Rosa will lead things off as we go to the second inning. He is 0 for 4 coming in tonight, including that big double play in the 8th last night. First pitch from Detweiler is up and away. Had a 27-pitch first inning. Had the first 2 outs quickly, but then 2 walks and an RBI single. The 1-0, and that's in for a strike to even it. He was in the dugout for some time as the Revs were doing their thing at the plate. The wind and the pitch. And it clipped the outside corner. Change up for a strike. He jumps ahead. He was a St. Louis sports fan growing up. Born in St. Louis. There's the wind. He fires. Swing and a miss. Got him with a high fastball. And Detweiler climbs the ladder. Has his second strikeout of the night. 1 down.
Detweiler, the ball out of the hand looks great from him tonight. His fastball looks good. Good velocity in the low 90s. And he's got a great delivery. It's very mechanical. I mean, it does everything following the mechanics. Comes through the zone, a good leg kick, follows through.
Here's Vladimir Frias, their shortstop. First pitch is hit foul, back and out of play. Frias on base 3 times last night, officially 0 for 1, but 2 walks, a hit by pitch, run scored. And followed by Rico Noel here in the second inning. And Detweiler delivers. Swing, and it's fouled away down the right field side. No balls and 2 strikes. Tomorrow night, 6:30, Mitch Atkins makes his Revs debut against former York lefty Nate Reed. Then Sunday, a 1 o'clock game. Here's the 0-2. And that's high and tight. Sends Frias to his knees as he bent back out of the way and fell down. And he playfully slaps Luis Cruz in the face mask. Luis must have said something that got his goat. The 1-2. Breaking ball right there. Rings him up. Called third strike. And Detweiler broke off a nice, sharp, tight hook to lock him up. 2 down.
Looks like Detweiler's finding his groove out there on the mound. 9 years of big league experience, but it can't just go out there and dominate from the start all the time. Had to get a feel for the mound and everything in that first inning. Ended up walking to and giving up a hit, but now he looks like he's getting in a groove throwing strikes.
That's true. First time on this mound is 2 preseason games on the road. Here's Rico Noel, who looks at one upstairs. Noel last night was 1 for 3, walked and scored early, but late in the game, singled and was caught stealing. Pitch, swings and fouls it off over the first base side. Noel played his college ball at Coastal Carolina, a college teammate of Tyler Bortnick, who's now in the infield with him in Lancaster. There's the 1-1. Swing, and he flares one the other way. Base hit to right. And Noel reaches out and pokes it into right field. A 2-out single. And again, the sequence of getting the first 2 hitters continues, but so far tonight, all 4 Lancaster base runners have come with 2 outs.
Well, I don't know what it is, but last night Jay Goss got the first 2 outs in each of his first 3 innings and then allowed at least 1 base runner in each of those 3 innings as well. And the first 2 innings allowed the next 2 guys to reach.
And Noel always a threat. 5-1 York in the second. Here's Sanford, who shows a bunt. It was outside, and a snap throw to first was close. Noel goes scampering back. Cruz just a nice, easy motion and snapped it down to first and made it fairly close.
Well, a really strong arm to be able to do that from his knees. Not easy because he didn't even turn his chest there to throw to first. Just kind of threw it from the side.
Now the 1-0. Swing and a pop-up foul back out of play. Sanford grounded out to short his first time up. Noel last year, in a partial season spent in Lancaster before signing with the Astros, he was 5th in the league in steals with 34, only caught 4 times. Last night, thrown out by Tyler Clark on his first attempt of the year. And a move to first. Detweiler will keep him honest. He's back standing. Clark threw out his former teammate in that 9th inning, with the Revs leading by 1. Noel had reached on a leadoff hit, but erased. It was huge. Here's the 1-1. He runs, swinging a ground ball at short. Dent lays out, knocks it down, picks it up, and will hold it while on his knees. It'll be an infield single, and he was heading up the middle to cover. Noel was running. Sanford hit it right where Dent would have been, in perfect rhythm to handle that play ordinarily, but had to lay out back. It was hit behind him and could only knock it down.
Well, a tough play to have to go back and try to even knock it down, going to cover second base and then turning back. To keep that in the infield was huge.
The 2 on for Bortnick. And Noel breaks for third. Bortnick shows bunt. It's down and in. Cruz will smother it and keep it at his feet, but it's a double steal. Noel took off, and then Sanford followed him. Now the Barnstormers, they might have a goal this year, the way their team's built, of going after that league stolen base record, and they take 2 on that play. They have 3 already tonight. They had 3 last night. Second and third now. A 1-0 to Bortnick. He swings, fouls it against the screen. Fastball at 89. 5-1 York here in the second inning. And Detweiler looking for a goose egg after his team batted around to build the lead.
And Detweiler, even out of the stretch, has a little bit of a long delivery to the plate, and that's helped Lancaster pick up extra bases.
Pitch, he misses inside, 2-1.
Well, there's certain pitchers that sometimes don't worry about the running game, and I'm not saying that's Detweiler, but you look at a guy like John Lester in the majors. Never throws to first, doesn't worry about pickoff moves or keeping guys close. But Detweiler, it's just a little bit long to the plate with that long leg kick.
He fires and misses high and away. Now, he's a big lefty, too. He's listed at 6'5". Tall southpaw.
When you think of a lefty that you want on your team, it's got that Ross Detweiler type build, that prototypical tall, lanky guy, long legs, really stretch it out.
3-1, and he misses down low. So, in each of the first 2 innings, he's gotten the first 2, and then the next 3 have reached. That's his 3rd walk. Last inning, that produced a run. This inning, it has so far only loaded the bases, but he'll now have to face Blake Galen, and Fletch will come out for a mound visit. Tomorrow night, 6:30, T-shirt giveaway presented by Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. Post-game fireworks presented by Auction Houses of Dover and Mount Royal. It's also Spring Grove Area School District night. And then Sunday at 1, Bark in the Park, presented by East York Veterinary Center. Dollar Dog Day, courtesy of Hatfield Quality Meats. Magnet schedule giveaway to the first 1,500. Dog bandana giveaway to the first 150 dogs, and treat bags to the first 100 dogs, courtesy of the Boys Barking Bakery. 2 big games left on this opening series. Here's Galen. First pitch, fastball, just missed. That looked awfully close inside. Galen walked, stole a base, scored in the first inning. Loaded with 2 outs, trying to keep it 5-1 York. And Detweiler with the 1-0, a little high. And now his margin for error decreases. 2 balls and no strikes.
How to find the strike zone here, make a pitch. He's probably going fastball. But the walks so far, 3 of them, 1 of them scored in the first. Those 2 out walks will kill you.
He deals, and there's a strike. 2-1. This is his 51st pitch. And some stirring in the Revs bullpen as Nick Baker runs toward the mound. And Detweiler ready. The 2-1, and right down the chute. Comes right back to even it up. Blake Galen tied for the all-time Barnstormer lead in career RBIs. Detweiler trying to prevent him from taking over their all-time lead right here. He's set. And the 2-2. Strike 3 called. Fastball at 90. He comes right back to get him looking. Strikes out the side in the second inning and leaves him loaded. He's got 4 strikeouts through 2. No runs, 2 hits, and the bags left packed. What a comeback. We go to the bottom of the second. Still 5-1 York.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Buying or selling? The auction houses of Dover and Mount Royal have you covered. From selling full estates to taking consignments on good, clean merchandise. Join us for weekly in-house auctions at Mount Royal. With food served during weekly auctions and 3 certified appraisers on staff, our friendly and courteous team will make the process easy and enjoyable. We offer a great deal on real estate, selling at 3% instead of real estate agents' commission rate of 6%. For more information, visit our Facebook page, call us at 717-963-3190, or visit our websites at www.theauctionhouseofdover.com and www.mtroyalauction.com.
York Country Day School is an independent college preparatory school. It inspires and nurtures the innovative and creative spirit of students as they pursue their intellectual promise. At York Country Day School, students are known and valued, which allows them to engage as compassionate, bold, and active citizens as they identify a purpose outside of themselves and generate the call to better the world. York Country Day School is currently enrolling students beginning at age 2 years, 7 months through grade 12. We invite you to visit for a day and stay for the education of a lifetime. For more information, visit www.ycds.org.
This is Jay Gauls. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Spurt Radio 1350, WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Of the second inning, first pitch to Jared Mitchell is in for a strike. 5-1, the Revs lead it, and they bat it around, so Mitchell leads off again. Next one, he swings and misses. He started that 6-hit rally with a single, not the 4-bagger that he hit in the first inning last night, but got the ball rolling just the same. Zach Wilson provided the home run swing later in the inning, the 0-2, and a backdoor curve. Abeladeo walked off the front of the mound, thought he had strike 3 and didn't get it. And he turned his back on the plate before the throw was back to him. He thought he had him. And Mitchell might have gotten a break. That was a big sweeping hook, might have fooled the umpire. 1-2. The overhead wind, pitch home, and that's down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mitchell, Casilla, Cuevas due up. They all singled and all scored in that 5-run first inning. Detweiler has stranded 5. He left them loaded in the top half to keep it 5-1. Pitch to Mitchell. It's in the dirt. And a full count. Behind 0-2, he works it all the way full.
It's a small sample size, but Mitchell has been great in the leadoff spot. Obviously, the home run yesterday, the leadoff single today, but being able to work the count too and make the starter throw pitches or even reliever based on what time it is in the game.
Abeladeo now up over 40 pitches, just beginning his second inning. He fires and missed down low. Mitchell works out the walk. It was 0-2, and the first ball was the one that Abeladeo thought he had in the bag, and then he did not throw him another strike, and he loses him to the leadoff free pass.
Now Mitchell a chance to make something happen with his legs. We know he can run. We know he can swipe bags. In a 5-1 game, no sense of urgency to try to pick up a bag, and just want to keep the base runners on base and not worry about them getting chucked down, but possibility.
Here's Casilla. Bortnick in at third again, and Mitchell does run. Fake bunt, it's a called strike. Throw to second is late, and Mitchell's in there. Goes in head first. First steal of the year. 51st of his Revs career, 5th all time. And York looking to add to this lead here early.
Got a great jump and didn't hesitate. Had a plan to go first pitch, and he did. Usually a guy will wait it out, maybe run on a 2-1 count or a 1-1 count, something like that, but Mitchell going right away.
Now the 0-1, and Casilla bunting. It's in by his ankles. He dives, and Mitchell moves up to third, and I think it did glance off Casilla's foot. It did. He's making his way toward first.
Well, it might have hit the home plate umpire, Calvin Baker, too. He had his hands on his knees for a moment there. And now, well, it looks like they're going to talk things over, the entire umpiring crew, maybe.
Yeah, I think with him getting hit, he didn't get a clean look at what happened, and he's going to ask his fellow umpires for help. Will be a hit by pitch. So Mitchell was at third. He'll go back to second base, but Casilla trying to bunt there. Mitchell stole second, then they were going to bunt him over to third, and Abeladeo missed in by Alexi's feet. Last inning, all 6 base runners hit their way on. Here in the second inning, the threat is mounted by way of a walk and a hit batter. And here's Jose Cuevas, who ripped an RBI single in the first. It's 5-1 York. Revs winning 4-3 on opening night last night. On the first pitch, curveball, and it flutters in at the knees, 69 miles an hour on the big slow hook, strike one.
It's a big difference from where he's pumping that fastball, and on a good night when he has both pitches really working, that's got to be exceptionally hard for hitters to have to deal with in the box when you got that hard fastball coming in and then potentially a sub 70 or low 70 mile an hour curveball.
Now he'll spin and look Mitchell back. He goes diving without a throw. We've seen Abeladeo at his best, certainly, multiple times the last couple of years. He can deal when he's on. The Revs have made him work and have produced big time early in this game. The big righty sets the belt. And the 0-1. Breaking ball, he reaches for it, shoots a foul toward the top of the stands, first base side. It's 0-2.
Well, had Cuevas fooled a little bit there, but Cuevas still able to get his bat on that. Kept his hands back, although he was out in front a little bit. Saw him drop one into center his last AB. Same situation here, first and second. Now having to go with the two-strike approach here.
On the stretch, 0-2. They set up in, and Cuevas fouls this one back. A fastball there, able to get to it. Revs have done a tremendous job with 2 strikes against Abeladeo here early in this game. He is now 35 years old. He was a 19th round pick of the Pirates in 2001, originally from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Came up in the Pirates system before landing with the Nats. It's the pitch, swing and a bouncer foul past Polo at third. They tried to sneak one in on Cuevas after going away earlier in the at-bat.
They struck out the side in the first, did Abeladeo, but the put-away stuff has not come until later in at-bats after a couple foul balls. Guys have worked to count a few balls here and there mixed in, so he's got essentially his regular put-away stuff, but just not early in at-bats.
And now misses down and outside, 1-2. Now Cuevas battling tough. Couple of 2-strike fouls. Now forces his former teammate to miss with one.
But I got to believe that Abaladejo's somewhat worried about the runners on base, as he just hasn't been in a rhythm tonight.
2 on, nobody out. Now the 1-2, and it's right there. Strike 3 call. Well, Cuevas didn't think so anyway. Was on the outer lower corner, had to look back, but he's rung up. And all 4 outs for Abeladeo now on strikeouts.
Well, that's the good news for Abeladeo, is that he's got the 4 punch-outs so far. The only problem is he's giving up more runs than he has strikeouts, and 5. And we saw this last time after a strikeout, somebody hit a home run. Maybe Burgess takes a turn at that this year, or this inning. He struck out on a tough pitch his first time up. That inside fastball, I mentioned how it was a tough pitch like that for a hitter. They try to dive over the plate to get out of the way, but the umpire is going to call that if a pitcher makes that pitch on the corner.
Now this time they will have Frias behind second, directly behind at the shortstop, even with Mitchell being the runner at second, rather than being between Mitchell and the bag. He's straight back behind the bag. And now the first pitch to Burgess. He swings, pulls a ground foul, and it's 0-1. Abeladeo came up with the Nats. The trade that sent him to the Yankees was for Tyler Clippard after the 2007 season. Opened 2008 on the Yankees' opening day roster. Was with them for parts of 3 years, then Arizona briefly. Pitch is just outside, off speed. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's 5-1 York here in the second inning. A 5-run first. Revs last year were about as good of a first inning team as I've ever seen. They had a stretch in August. They had a 6-run first, then a few days later a 7-run first. A couple weeks later an 8-run first. Now a spin, Abeladeo throws, and back standing is Mitchell. Frias down to a knee to glove it. And I think he's surprised that his pitcher went through with the throw there.
Yeah, that's one where you just kind of want to look Mitchell back, make sure he's not getting too big of a lead. I don't think Jared's trying to pick up third right now with a power hitter like Burgess at the dish, especially with a left-handed hitter at the plate. The catcher's got a clear throwing lane down to third base.
Now ready. Couple looks back, and the 1-1 tailed just off, down and away. Sun is set behind the third base side. The field fully in shadows now. Downtown on top of the first base dugout, clapping, getting the fans into it. Big crowd on this Friday night for game number 2. Count tilting in Burgess's favor. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the stretch. And the 2-1. Missed inside. He jumps back. Zach Wilson waits on deck.
Come on, Ross, make the change. It's a 5-hour game.
Well, Abeladeo doesn't want to load the bases for Wilson after he saw what happened in the first. So he really has to bear down right here, come in 3-1 with something.
Some Revs hecklers calling for the bullpen. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a little tapper along the first base line. Abeladeo over to glove it, and he'll make the short throw to first. And Burgess out on pretty much a swinging bunt. Both runners move up with 2 away. And Zach Wilson will try to be the man again here.
And Burgess bailed Abeladeo out a little bit there. A huge cut at that one. He was able to only nub it off the end of the bat.
Wilson, who connected on a 3-run homer over the arch nemesis in the first inning. It was a 1-1 game. He made it 4-1. They would add 1 more on a cruise single later in the inning. And the first offering, a breaking ball in the dirt. Ricochets off to the left. Mitchell scores on it, 6-1. Casilla up to third. And a wild pitch gives the Revs 1 more.
Well, why not? We saw a wild pitch give the Barnstormers a run last night. The Revs get on the board that way tonight. And when things are going right, stuff like that happens. And Abeladeo, a guy who's just looks like he's trying to make his pitches a little bit too hard tonight. He's trying to get cute and hit the corners, drop the curveball in where it's unhittable, and it's cost him a little bit.
Jared Mitchell has now scored 3 times already this season. 1-0 the count on Wilson. He was the RBI guy here in the stadium tonight. That's worked out well. Pitch, swings, pops it up foul, out of play off to the right. And now a 6-1 lead.
Ross Detweiler loving that in the dugout. He's had a couple lengthy innings of his own, but nothing compared to what Abeladejo's had to deal with on the mound.
One inside. Wilson moves back. Southern Maryland last year, Wilson had 52 ribbies in 80 games. The season cut short with that blood clot ailment that he's recovered from. The 2-1, and he checked on a slider away, appeal to first, no go. Holds off, it's 3 balls and a strike.
And the Revs aren't helping Abeladejo out at all. You see Wilson hold up on a great pitch there by Abeladejo. That's one where you don't want to throw it in the strike zone. You want to get the hitter to chase, and he laid off, did Wilson.
Now the stretch. This will be pitch number 60. 3-1, and that's inside. Wilson lays off. Ball 4. And the inning continues. Ruby Silva coming up.
Well, I had a feeling we were going to see Ross Peoples come out of that Lancaster dugout.
Ruby Silva coming up. Ross Peoples coming out. And that'll be it for Albaladeo, one of their big off-season acquisitions. He goes an inning and 2/3 in his Lancaster debut, and that's it. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts here in the bottom of the second inning. Revs lead it 6-1. They'll have first and third for Ruby Silva. Tommy Shirley coming in when we come back.
Since 1934, PSECU has given Pennsylvanians financial opportunities to live a better life. We are a credit union who offers valuable free and low-fee financial products, broad lending options, and outstanding money management for financing life. At PSECU, we are proud of who we are and committed to who we serve because our Pennsylvania roots run deep. We are banking on a difference. Visit pseccu.com to join us. This credit union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration. Equal Opportunity Lender.
Hi, I'm Joel Embiid of the Philadelphia 76ers.
Rebound tip, and Embiid gets it back and dunks it.
York's home for Sixers basketball.
Lobs to Embiid, and a right-hand jam with Flair and a flurry. Sergio to Joel Embiid. Go, go, Jojo. Rodriguez back to Joe. Embiid for the three. He got it. He nailed the triple. Joel Embiid from outside the arc.
Catch Sixers basketball all season on Sports Radio. 1350 WOYK, first in York, first in sports.
Smith, Mayer & Little is a holistic wealth management group with one product, advice. We aim to simplify our clients' lives, help them retire comfortably, and build lasting legacies for their families and the causes they care about. Our purpose is simple, to make a meaningful difference in the lives of our clients, our community, and the world in which we live with the advice we provide. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. We make our living by making a difference. Visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
You're on the home of the Atlantic League champion York Revolution. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Early lift for Albaladeo tonight. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Lefty Tommy Shirley takes over. Saw him last year in a long role and a starter's role for Lancaster. He was injured coming out of camp, though. Didn't get on the mound for them until almost the midway point of the season. Ended up going 3-5 with a 6.57 ERA, 15 outings, 13 of those were starts. Previously had been in the Astros organization and very briefly in the Tigers system, made it to AAA. 9th round pick in 2010. Now Silva will dig in. They go lefty on lefty, and Albaladeo was struggling anyway, but Shirley will come in to face a left-hand hitter first and try to stop the bleeding for them.
And I'm a little surprised that Ross Peoples left Albaladeo out there that long, and it just was not working tonight for him out there.
Time asked for. Silva double the other way off the tippy top of the arch nemesis last inning, just missed a home run. He waves the bat back and forth. First pitch, he shoots a sharp ground foul up the third base side. No balls and a strike.
Well, the Revs saw Shirley in their second spring training game. It was the second of a home-and-home spring training series with Lancaster. 2 shutout innings, only gave up 1 hit and got the win in that game in Lancaster that cold, rainy afternoon.
Oh, I'm still trying to thaw out.
It was so cold.
It's the 0-1. Swinging a foul hit way off to the left.
And we unfortunately had to have the window open because we were using our YouTube stream that game, testing it out. We needed somewhere to put the camera. I mean, I was wearing, I think, 4 layers that game. A t-shirt, undershirt, my Revs polo.
Wasn't enough.
A sweatshirt, and then my Revs jacket was not enough.
There's a fastball outside, 1-2. That one showing up at 93 on the board. He must feel well again. Shirley, 6'5". He's from North Huntington, PA. Went to Xavier University, then drafted by Houston. Pitch is off the plate away. Snap throw to third. Got him. Casilla trying to scramble back. And De La Rosa's got a cannon, one of the best in the league. And he picked his spot and nipped him. Revs score one time in the inning. No hits. And they leave one. That'll send us to the third. Shirley has yet to face a batter officially, but finishes off the inning. Revs lead it 6-1.
Rutter's has all your favorite seafood options. Tavern battered cod sandwich, crispy fried shrimp with bada bing dipping sauce, flavorful crab and corn chowder, just to name a few. Rutter's Seafood. One try and you'll be hooked. Rutter's. Why go anywhere else for seafood?
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood Sure Save stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Facing a legal issue can be a frightening time. What's my course of action? How do I know who to call? Fortunately, the York County Bar Association makes it easy. Now, you only need to make one call to find the right lawyer for you. Call the York County Bar Association and let us help you find the right lawyer with our Attorney Connection Lawyer Referral Service. Just call 854-8755 or visit yorkbar.com. Don't hesitate in getting the help you need. Contact the York County Bar Association and let us help you find the right attorney at the right time.
Rutter's Hot Dog Extravaganza is here. Rutter's Kunzler hot dogs and brand new corn dogs are only 2 for $2. Our amazing Kunzler bacon wrapped cheddar dogs and sausages are only 2 for $4. Earn 2 cents on fuel for every deal purchased. Must scan rewards card. Rutter's, why go anywhere else?
This is Luke Westfall. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Top of the third, Revs with a 6-1 lead now, adding one more. And Detweiler will face Joey Turdoslavich leading off. First pitch of the inning is up high. 1 ball and no strikes. Middle third of the order for Lancaster. And Detweiler's still kind of trying to get into his groove. It's been 2-out trouble, but he's limited the damage. A 1-0. That misses upstairs. He's had the first 2 outs both innings. But in the first, 2 walks and an RBI single. In the second, 2 singles and a walk loaded the bases, but nothing across. Here's the 2-0. Swing and a pop foul straight back. He was behind Blake Galen 2-0. Came back with 3 straight strikes to strike him out and leave him loaded. 5 left on through 2. The Revs do still have Nick Baker throwing in the pen in case. Here's a ball high, 3-1. And that's pitch number 57. And for a first start, I don't think they want him going terribly long, not much past 60 probably. He deals, and a swing and a high fly, right center, should be playable. Mitchell back, now in, and over into right center, and he's got it. As the Revs right fielder handles it. So Detweiler fell behind the cleanup hitter, but gets him to fly out, 1 away.
Well, that's huge. In the 3-1 count to get Turdoslavich to swing at the 3-1 offering and put it in play, but not too far out there. A nice play by Mitchell out there to make the grab, and Detweiler knows how far he can go. This is probably his last inning.
Here's Castile, who fouls the first one against the net.
I'd imagine that Mace would let him get through this third as long as he, you don't see a couple walks in there.
Now the 0-1. Swing, and he lines one foul. Look out, down in section 2. Just behind the Revs bullpen. Hopefully everybody all right. No balls, 2 strikes. Castile is the K-man tonight. RBI single in the first. There's the wind, the 0-2. And a fastball misses high. I got batteries at Rutter's this morning.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Supporting the sponsor there.
Yeah, I talked with my man there who knew all about the K-Man last night. It's the pitch. Swinging a grounder foul past Ross Peoples, coaching at third.
You have a chance to try the new mozzarella sticks there yet?
No, I did not do that today.
I guess not really a morning snack.
No, but tonight is another night.
It's a long season.
Try it again. 1-2. And he pops him up. No Moz sticks this time, but Cruz will look to make the play. Burgess instead. He's in and he's got it. All kinds of traffic. And Detweiler did the best thing he could do. He stood there right at his landing on the mound because he was not in the way. Cruz came out. He was all turned around. Burgess came racing in at the end and called it and caught it. And Cuevas had to sidestep him as he came flying through.
It seems like such a simple play to catch a pop-up in the infield, but we know as guys who've been around the game for a while, you longer than me, that all too often that gets botched, and a great job by Burgess to actually make the grab.
Here's Trayvon Robinson. Detweiler missing high on him. 6-1 York here in the third inning, and Detweiler looking for his first 1-2-3. Robinson a pop-up in the first. Here's the 1-0. That missed off the plate away. This is the first start for Detweiler since 2016. That was the last time he was in the majors. He was up with Cleveland and Oakland that year. There's the wind and the pitch. Fastball missed high. In fact, his A's debut that year, 2 years ago, was a great start. August 10th, won 1-0 with 8 shutout innings against the Orioles at O.co. Pitch. That's a fastball in for a strike, 3-1.
Well, who doesn't love pitching at the Coliseum in Oakland? So much foul ground in that stadium where a pop-up anywhere close to the field is probably going to get caught. Big outfield there, too.
He fires, and a line drive base hit to left. And Trayvon Robinson rings one into left field, a 2-out runner, and that is the Barnstormers' 4th hit. And that'll be base runner number 7 tonight, all with 2 outs.
Well, Lancaster, over the past 2 nights, they've found ways to get on base. Hasn't just been the hit. Last night, you had 5 walks along with their 6 hits, so they were on base plenty. But only 3 runs last night, and so far tonight only 1 run to show for it. So manufacturing runs has been an issue so far.
Last night, their first 6 base runners in the opening 3 innings all came with 2 outs. Tonight, that makes 7 as Robinson draws a throw over. Anderson De La Rosa, the hitter, struck out swinging his first time. Robinson 17 steals in 20 tries last year, and he did pick up 1 last night. First pitch misses high on De La Rosa. Picked off Casilla at third to end the second inning. Revs, the way that inning started off, probably wanted more than just 1 run. 6-1, they lead it. And the 1-0 from a slide step, that's grounded through. A base hit into left. A sharply hit ball straight into the ground, but a wide gap between third and short the way they had it defended, and it's straight on through. Another 2-out base runner. First and second for Vladimir Frias, and I think they signaled that this might be Detweiler's last hitter. He will face Frias. That was pitch number 70 for him.
Well, I like that. You give a guy a chance to get out of the inning, say, all right, we're going to give you 1 more. You don't just go pull him after a couple hits. But then also setting a limit for him, knowing that this is the last batter he's going to face.
First pitch, fastball inside corner for a strike, still at 91. Frias struck out looking last inning. Twilight here at the bank. here on this Friday evening in late April. And the 0-1. And try to check in the dirt. Cruz scrambling on top of it. He's got it. And they do not appeal. He held up 1-1.
Well, good work by Luis there to keep it in the general area around his feet. We know Robinson will run, but he didn't get a good read off that one and didn't want to chance it right now. Lancaster needs base runners, so he wisely stayed where he is.
Detweiler ready. 1-1 pitch. Runners go. It misses high. Cruz the throw. Thank you very much. Cuevas puts on the tag. And Robinson caught stealing. I wonder if they missed a hit and run. He was hung out to dry, and Cruz with a BB right on the bag. Detweiler finishes his third inning scoreless. No runs, 2 hits, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the third. Still York 6, Lancaster 1.
Tired of hearing that music? Especially when you already have that same ice cream in your freezer. Try something new and amazing with Tropical Shaved Ice. On Monday morning after the big company event, do you want the buzz down the hall to be, how awesome was this year's company picnic? Then crush boredom and bring on Kona Ice with over 32,000 flavor combinations. This is not your typical lackluster snow cone. Their flavors are bold and delicious. Fuzzy Navel, Margarita, Blue Hawaiian. Kona Ice is dairy-free, gluten-free, and they even offer flavors that are sugar and dye-free. No party is too big or too small. They can serve up to 1,000 people per hour. They have party packages starting as low as $100. To add more excitement to your next event, find them online.
At Donegal, we understand there are many costs associated with running a business. That's why Donegal works with you to provide quality insurance products based on your business needs, and why we deliver that insurance at a price to fit your budget. Call your local independent Donegal agent today and discover why, when it comes to insurance for your business, Donegal is a better value. Contact Coatman Kunkel Insurance at 717-854-0300 or stop in at 3217 East Market Street, York. Locally owned and operated by Pam and Rudy Kochman. Coatman Kunkel Insurance.
Local sports on WOYK are brought to you by Maple Donuts, a family tradition since 1946.
The Baltimore Baseball Show with Dan Connolly, right here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Head to the bottom of the third inning, 6-1. The Revs in front. Tommy Shirley, who had the final out of the second inning without actually retiring a batter himself. A pickoff at third base from his catcher. He loosens to begin the home third. We mentioned tomorrow night, T-shirt giveaway, Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care, post-game fireworks presented by Auction Houses of Dover and Mount Royal. A whole lot going on Sunday as well, and before we finish that promo earlier, we're cut off. Sunday also pregame autographs, catch in the field, postgame kids run the bases, and York County Olympian Summer Bridger will be on hand. Tickets for opening weekend and every game this season on sale at YorkRevolution.com, 717-801-HITS. And at the Apple Chevrolet ticket office. So a 6-1 lead as Ruby Silva digs back in. He was at bat when the second inning ended. First pitch, a big swing and a miss. He doubled off the top of the arch nemesis in his lone official at bat tonight. Scored in that 5-run first. And Shirley winds the 0-1. Swing and a foul back over the roof. He's got a funky delivery. Shirley does. Kind of turns his back a little bit. Big leg kick.
And we saw that in that first spring training game. That was something that caught my eye. So he has that funky delivery. Hides the ball pretty well the way he comes to the plate.
He's got the high socks as well. He deals. And a swing and a little tap in front of the plate. De La Rosa out, and he'll gun it to first. That ball went about 5 feet, if that. It stopped right in front of the right-hand batter's box. Nick Baker continues to loosen, and it looks like he'll make his Revs debut when the 4th inning begins. One down. Here's Ryan Dent, who struck out his first time. Final line on Abeladeo tonight, an inning and 2/3, 6 hits, 6 runs. They were all earned. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 60 pitches, 36 strikes. First pitch to Dent is a little low. Shirley, when he lifts his leg and turns his back slightly, he really loads up and balances over his post leg. It looks like he's consciously gathering himself and then strides home. Here's the 1-0 and a swing and a foul back to the top of the netting. Luis Cruz will follow Dent. He's on deck. 6-1 here in the 3rd. Revs lead it. Take a look at our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard tonight. For the first time, some other games in the league. Pitch to Dent, missed outside, trying the slider. New Britain is at Sugarland to open up tonight. That game about to get underway. Shirley with the 2-1. And a swing and a pop foul, backing out of play right side. Southern Maryland at home opening up tonight. They lead Long Island 6-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Road Warriors are at Somerset. That game's scoreless in the bottom of the 4th.
Well, Southern Maryland jumping all over Long Island, putting a 6th spot. We saw them a couple times in the spring, and the bats weren't necessarily there right away for them.
There's a foul back over the roof. 2-2 it holds. Tonight in their opener at Regency Furniture Stadium, well, I was going to tell you when they scored, but, you know, internet and stuff. They have 12 hits. Here's a pop-up foul out of play off to the right. Middle innings, they were up 1-0 until the 4th, 3 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. And that was off Jair Jurgens making the start for Long Island. He was charged with 4. Darrell Thompson has a 1-hitter through 5 for Southern Maryland.
Thompson was excellent in the 2 innings we saw him in Southern Maryland.
Here's a slider, just missed the outside corner. Dent works it full.
That's a gutsy take right there. A pitch that breaking back towards the plate, tough to lay off.
Well, we said Somerset and the Road Warriors were scoreless. Patriots have just scored on an Alex Castellanos home run. It's 1-0 in the 4th. Here's the 3-2 to Dent. Just inside, another close take. And Dent on base with a 1-out walk. Just past 8 o'clock, let's pause for station identification here on Revolution Radio.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
From People's Bank Park, here in downtown York, Revs lead at 6-1 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Darrell Henry along with Michael Mark Antonini. Here is Luis Cruz. First pitch is down and away. Dent at first with 1 out. Cruz an RBI single to right in the 1st inning, his first at bat of the year. That Somerset Road Warriors game, Kelvin Villa, the starter for the Road Warriors, we had seen him many years ago in this league. And Corey Reardon for Somerset tonight. Here's a swing and a fly ball foul the other way. Now to play in right field, 1-1. You are up to date on our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard. Revs lead it here 6-1 in the 3rd. Shirley ready. 1-1. And a called strike up and in under Cruz's arms. 1-2.
Well, after that walk, Dent becomes the 7th man in the starting lineups for the Rev to reach base safely. Only Michael Burgess and Travis Witherspoon have not.
Now the pitch. Swing and a comebacker over Shirley and booted by Noel at second into shallow center. Dent trying to go first to third. Sanford's throw on the run. It's late. Dent slides in and beats it. It's first and third. And Luis Cruz is 2 for 2. It is a base hit. A jam shot punch back at Shirley, who thought it was hit way harder than it was. He went into self-defense mode and ducked. And then Noel going up the middle, scooped at it, and it bounced off his glove.
That's a tough ball to read off the bat, one that you think is going to come right back at you harder than it really is because it's a jam shot. Luis Cruz finding a way to have a 2 for 2 night the non-traditional way, I guess you can say. A little dribbler that snuck past somewhat of a shift, and then an infield knock right there.
Now Witherspoon with first and third. The pitch, it's down low, a cutter. Dent went first to third. Sanford charging in on that ball that was deflected, and he threw it on the run, and it was close, but Dent slid in. There's the stretch, the 1-0, and it gave him the inside strike call. Spoon was backing up.
Well, he didn't like that call right there, but getting that inside corner with the fastball, Spoon's going to have to realize that.
That was hit number 7 for the Revs. 1-1. Swing and a line drive. Base hit the other way. Down the line in right field. Dent will score. Cruz heading to third, and Spoon is in with an RBI double. 7-1 here in the bottom of the third inning.
Well, Travis Witherspoon has himself a hitting streak right now. 3 knocks now in the 2 games. Inside out swing to put that one down the right field line, and with his speed, that's an easy double.
Right down the line and slicing toward the Revs bullpen. And Dent on a stroll to home plate, scoring the Revs' 7th run. Here comes Ross Peoples again. And this time perhaps just a visit. Scott Patterson was his pitching coach last year. Ross is pulling double duty this season. And it appears that this is simply a mound visit. The Revs are rolling here early tonight.
Well, everybody up and down the lineup contributing. Now 8 of the 9 in the lineup have reached base. 6 different Revs have scored at least 1 run. Jared Mitchell with 2.
Spoon leads the league in hits.
Right fielder, number 2.
I mean, hey, that's one of those things where, you know, you'd be like, you go up to somebody you don't know and be like, hey, I'm leading the league in hits right now. Well, how many games, how many hits? Doesn't matter, that's 2 games and only 3 hits. League leader.
Here's Jared Mitchell. He has to jump back. Cutter in near his shins for ball 1. Barnstormers bring the infield in with runners at second and third. Only 1 out. 7-1 York. 5 in the first. They've scored 1 in each of the last 2 innings for the big lead. 1-0 to Mitchell. Swing and a foul back upstairs. He's had a good night thus far. Singled and scored in the first. Walked, steals, scored in the second. Right-hander Garrett Granitz is up in Lancaster's bullpen now. Shirley a long look and steps off. Left on left matchup. And Shirley has the sign now. He deals. And a swing and a roller at first. Gobbled up by Terdoslavich. He'll call off Shirley and win the race to the bag. And he took it right next to Noel as those two pinched together with the right side of the infield up. 2 away. And Casilla will try to get it done.
So Mitchell just trying to get his bat on something there, and really if he hit anything that wasn't just right at a fielder or a slow chopper, and that was both, it was going to be a base hit into the outfield and score a run. Potentially two, the way Spoon runs at second. But Lancaster, it works, bringing that infield in there. Now they can move back with 2 outs.
Casilla has singled and been hit by a pitch. On base twice and a run scored. Time asked for. As Shirley continues to work slowly. Trying to get his signs with De La Rosa with a runner at second. He'll do it from the windup. And the first pitch, curveball in tight. Despite the production this inning, Shirley's 2 outs have been weak ground outs. But the Revs otherwise have put up a run and have a threat for more. 1-0. Breaking ball, that stayed high. Casilla ducked to help sell it. Didn't need to. It was ball 2 anyway.
Casilla doesn't have a huge strike, so not really tall. So that one, normally a strike on most of the batters in this Revs lineup.
Pitch is chopped softly. He's going to dig. Charging Bortnick. Barehand throw. Got away. Both runs are going to score. And Casilla rounded first. Thought better of it. But 2 runs home. And it's 9-1. Here in the 3rd inning, it'll be an RBI infield hit. And a throwing error on Bortnick, allowing the 2nd run to come home.
Well, when it rains, it pours, and that's what's happening for Lancaster tonight. And for the Revs, scoring early and often, it's so important to get on the board early and score in the early innings, but then to continue to add to that. Sometimes teams, after a 5-run outburst, they'll get a little complacent or they'll slow down a little bit. But the Revs have kept their foot on the gas, and they're putting together right now another excellent inning.
Here is Cuevas, who lays off a breaking ball low. That was hit number 9. And then throwing error, allowing Witherspoon to score as well. So the onslaught continues. Casilla at first, the 1-0. And a swing at a well-hit ball straight away center, but Sanford back on it. He'll have room. Cuevas hit it solidly, but right at the center fielder to end the inning. But the Revs put up 3 and have blown this game wide open early. 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 left. We go to the 4th. Michael with the play-by-play. The Revs with a 9-1 lead.
Brimmer has been York's license and notary specialist since 1969. An approved online messenger for PennDOT, it offers registration and driver's license renewals, online title transfers, money orders, and notary service, all with a friendly staff that guarantees your satisfaction. For more information on Brimmer's convenient hours and fast service, call 717-699-1060 in York or visit them on the web at brimmers.com. Brimmer Fast Licensing and Notary Service with 4 convenient locations in York and Lancaster.
Shipley Energy is more than just an energy company. We're a family tradition. Our goal is to provide outstanding customer service and to make energy easy for you. From heating oil and propane to natural gas and electricity, our team can help. We also offer HVAC services, installation, maintenance, and service plans to keep your home safe and comfortable. In addition, our team can improve the quality of water in your home. To learn more, visit ShipleyEnergy.com or call 855-5-SHIPLEY. We make energy easy.
You trust AAA to work at every mile. But AAA doesn't just cover your car. They can also cover your home. AAA Home Insurance protects every square foot. And when you add AAA Home Insurance to AAA Auto Insurance, you get more protection and more savings. Insurance that's not just insurance. Talk to your local AAA insurance agent today or visit AAA.com to learn more about AAA Home Insurance.
This is Paul Fletcher. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Michael Marcantonini taking over on play-by-play. Top of the 4th inning from Peoples Bank Park in York, Pennsylvania. The Revs a big lead right now over the Lancaster Barnstormers in Game 2 of this 4-game set. It's 9-1 Revs as we start play in the 4th inning. Nick Baker, the right-hander, making his season debut and Revs debut. as he takes over for Ross Detweiler, who worked the first 3 innings tonight. Gave up just 1 first-inning run, allowed 5 hits, walked 3, also struck out 4, including striking out the side in a scoreless second. So it's Baker into the ball game now for the Revs. A 9-1 lead for York. They got 5 in the first, 1 in the second, 3 in the third. They've scored early, they've scored often, and they're continuing to piling on. And now Nick Baker, the right-hander, misses low with the first pitch to Vladimir Frias, the switch-hitting shortstop. It's Frias, Rico Noel, then Darian Sanford, 8-9-1 for Lancaster. Trailing by 8. There, Baker gets a pitch over outside corner, nice hold by Cruz. Count goes to 1-1. Well, the Revs took advantage of some blunders in the field by the Barnstormers in the third. Luis Cruz had an infield single that hit off of the second baseman Rico Noel and went into the outfield, as that one's fouled into the seats down the left field line. And then a throwing error by the third baseman Bortnick on what was already an infield single for Alexi Casilla that allowed a run scored on, but that allowed an extra run to score on that throwing error. So the Revs taking advantage and doing things with 2 outs. Now this one's flipped into left center field. Travis Witherspoon dives, can't come up with it. It gets by him. Ruby Silva over in the gap to cut it off. He'll get it and get it into the shortstop dent, but it's a stand-up leadoff double for Vladimir Frias. Witherspoon gave it all he had. I'm surprised he even got that close. But in the end, it drops. Now Rico Noel, he's in the 9-hole again today. Pretty much the exact same lineup for Ross Peoples and Lancaster today, except Ryan Castile's in the 5-hole DHing instead of Kyle Waldrop. Everything else the same, save the pitcher. Man on second, no outs. 8-run lead for the Revs in the top of inning number 4 as Noel takes a strike. 5 in the first for the Revs. It started with a Jared Mitchell single, then Alexi Casilla singled. Jose Cuevas brought home Mitchell on a single. Zach Wilson hit a 3-run tank over the arch nemesis in left, and then one more run came in to score on Luis Cruz's dribbler base hit. Now a line drive into center field. That's down. Making a turnaround third is Frias, and he'll stop there. Throws cut off by Michael Burgess. A good job there to cut that one off and keep Noel at first. Nonetheless, it's a hit for Noel, and it sets up runners at the corners and no outs. Back to the top of the order for Darian Sanford. So 2 straight hits, a double from Frias. He had to hold up on second base on that single from Noel. Otherwise, that's a ball with 2 outs that he scores on.
Number 7, Darian Sanford.
So now Sanford, who had a solid night last night, a 2 RBI double in the second inning of yesterday's ball game to put Lancaster up 2-0. They went up 3-0 after that inning, but then, or 3-1, excuse me. The Revs got a home run from Ryan Dent that kept them in front for the rest of the way. Ball misses low and outside. 1-0 the count, 9-1 the score in favor of the Revs over the Barnstormers. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Michael Marcantonini with you. Thanks for tuning in on the radio, on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. Runner takes off for second, Noel. Ground ball up the middle. Casilla fields it in front of second base bag. Goes to first for the shore out. He gets it. Meanwhile, a run comes in to score for Lancaster. That's Frias. He scores the 2nd run of the night for the Barnstormers, and it's a 9-2 game. Casilla, great play going up the middle and able to throw across his body over to first. A strong throw to Burgess for out number 1. Making sure he got 1 out on that play. He wasn't going to get the runner, Noel, going to second. He took off. It would not have been a smart play to go home there in a 9-1 game. You'll trade that run for an out any day. So now 1 down, Baker out of the stretch. He'll face the 2-hitter Bortnick. That one's low. So give Sanford credit with an RBI ground out. 4-3 on the put out. Now the 2-hitter Bortnick, 0 for 4 last night. Now Luis Cruz out for a chat with Baker. And the home plate umpire, Calvin Baker, out there as well. So 2 Bakers in that conversation. Now Cruz will walk back, and home plate umpire Calvin Baker made a safe sign. Not sure what he was referring to with that. Now Bortnick digs in the right-handed batter's box. Runner on second is Rico Noel. He singled in the inning. Got to second on a ground out. Now Baker's first pitch. Curveball inside. Way to drop that one in there. Nice job by Nick. Counts 0-1. 9-1 lead for the Revs. We're in the top of the fourth inning. It's almost 8:30 and we're only in the fourth as this game started around 6. It actually started at 6:34. I was going to say around 6:35-ish. Been a long 3 innings so far as Baker misses inside with a fastball. 9-1 lead for York. Top 4. 1 run in the inning. Vladimir Frias scored on Darian Sanford's RBI groundout. Frias doubled to start the frame. Then Noel singled, then the groundout. Now Bortnick. Chopper to short, Dent coming in on it. He fields it, throws off balance to first. The runner never stopped from second, and the Barnstormers had another. They'll call the out at first as Bortnick is retired. They'll say Burgess dropped the throw on the transfer. Meanwhile, Rico Noel took off for third base on the chopper, the slow chopper. Never stopped. Ross Peoples sent him home rounding third. A head first slide in safely without a throw, and that's a play where Burgess is trying to get that ball out as quick as he can at first base and just didn't have the grip on it to try to throw home. Noel, who runs well, no shot to get him. So the Barnstormers essentially steal a run there. They've put up 2 runs in the inning. It's 9-3 now. And now Blake Galen, the 3-hitter. So another RBI ground out in the inning. 2 down in the frame. Credit Kyle Bortnick with an RBI. Revs up 6 now instead of 8. They came in with that 8-run lead. And the first 2 men to hit in the inning, Frias and Noel, have scored. Now a line drive into right field down in front of Jared Mitchell, another knock. 3 hits in the inning for the Barnstormers, and the 2 outs have brought home runs. So a very productive inning for Ross Peoples' squad. They've shortened the gap, and Nick Baker, not the start to his Revs career that he wanted. Made 2 spring appearances, did Baker. Worked 2 perfect innings with 4 strikeouts in one of them, got hit around in the other. That was in Somerset where he got hit around. The 2 perfect innings came in Southern Maryland. So a base hit for Galen. He's on first with 2 down. 9-3 lead for the Revs. First pitch swinging is Joey Turdoslavich, turning him back around to the left side. He is a switch hitter. 3 hits in the inning, 2 runs for Lancaster. 0-1 count. 2 down in the inning. Runner at first is Galen. He's singled. Pitch from Baker. Breaking ball. Turdoslavich checked his swing. The pitch will be called a strike, though. And it's 0-2. 1-1, excuse me. Scoreboard malfunctioning a little bit in the stadium. The manual scoreboard in left is still working. Swing and a miss there, and Baker gets out of the inning. So it was 0-2, and the side is retired. So Baker gets a punch out of Turdoslavich to end the frame, but not before the Barnstormers get on the board with 2 more. Frias and Noel both come around to score. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We'll take a break and go to the bottom of the 4th. You're listening to Revs Baseball on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Have you heard? Royal Farms has gotten the national culinary recognition it deserves. Yeah, in Food and Wine magazine's article, 10 gas station foods across the country that are worth the detour, they put Royal Farms' world-famous chicken at the top of the list. Well, we've always known that Royal Farms has the best fried chicken, but now the whole world knows. So hurry into a Royal Farms to pick up some of their nationally recognized world-famous chicken before the world beats a path to their door. Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast.
If you own a tractor-trailer business, then you know the cost of having your rig down instead of on the road. Rivers Truck Center in Red Lion keeps your trucks on the road by providing a one-stop shop for all your trucking needs. Rivers handles full-service truck sales and carries a full line of parts for all makes and models, has their own full-service collision center, and provides 24-hour emergency towing and roadside assistance. Check out riverstruck.com for more info. There's a reason Rivers Truck Center has been in business for over 40 years. They really do care.
It is easy being green. In York County, trash is safely managed at a waste-to-energy facility where it is used as fuel to produce electricity. The electricity generated from trash is enough to power 20,000 homes. That's enough to light the entire city of York. Learn more at www.ycswa.com. Garbage is power.
This is Ryan Dent. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, first in York, first in sports.
Bottom of the fourth inning from Peoples Bank Park in York, Pennsylvania. Michael Marcantonini with you on the call. Revs lead the Barnstormers 9-3 in Game 2 of a 4-game set. Opening night last night, the Revs came away with a 4-3 win, a comeback win. Ryan Dent's 3-run, fourth inning home run put the Revs up 4-3, and they held on to that lead the rest of the way. Now, a little bit of a different game tonight as the Revs put up 5 in the bottom of the first. They got 1 more in the second. They scored 3 in the third. Now Lancaster has jumped back with a couple more runs of their own. They scored 2 off Nick Baker in the top of the fourth. And it's now a 9-3 game. Now Michael Burgess, the left-handed slugger, digs in as he takes a ball low and inside. 9-3 lead for the Revs, bottom 4. Tommy Shirley's night is done after an inning and a third. New pitcher into the game is a right-hander. We'll let you know who that is when I see the number for sure. Did not get word during the half inning who the new pitcher is for the Barnstormers. 9-3 Revs lead, 2-0 count on Burgess, no outs in the inning. It's Burgess, Wilson, Silva, 4-5-6. Burgess a drive into center field, but this one's playable out there for Sanford in left center, and he makes the grab for the out. So Burgess 0 for 3 tonight. He's the only Rev that has not reached base safely, or reached base at all for that matter. So he flies out center harmlessly for the first out. That brings up Zach Wilson, who hit a 3-run home run over the high left field wall here in York his first time up, walked his second time up.
Designated hitter, number 14, Zach Wilson, Metros PCS, RBI man.
Zach Wilson, the RBI man in tonight's game. That worked out well in the first. Brought home 3, including himself. Now, the first pitch he sees is a ball. Righty on righty here for Wilson. He hit his first homer of the season, his first time up today. That was in that 5-run first. Count now 1-1. 9-3 lead for York, bottom 4. Michael Marcantonini with you on the call. There's a breaking ball in. We've gotten word that the new pitcher into the ball game is Garrett Granite, 6'2", 205-pound submariner for Lancaster. Third pitcher of the night for the Barnstormers. Ross Peoples has had to go to his bullpen early and often today. Meanwhile, the Revs have scored early and often. We'll see if Granite is in for just 1 or if he goes multiple innings. Right now, a 3-2 count on Zach Wilson, trying to get him out. He got the leadoff man Burgess to fly to center. Now here's Wilson. Wilson last year hit .284 for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. He takes a breaking ball now and skies one into right center field. Out is the second baseman Rico Noel, and he makes the grab in shallow right center. 2 up, 2 down in the inning for Granites. And now Ruby Silva, who's 1 for 2 with a double and a run. It's well known that Ruby Silva was a big part of last year's championship run. Only played in 14 total games for the Revs last year, 7 in the regular season, 7 in the postseason. But he left his fingerprints all over that championship win. As came in September and just hit the cover off the ball from the start. As Ruby takes a ball outside. 9-3 York, bottom 4. 2 down, none on. Silva in the left-handed batter's box, waving his bat on his shoulder. And a sweeping breaking ball there from Granites. Looks like a wiffle ball coming across the plate. In for a strike, 1-1. Granite's, who comes from that submarine delivery off to the side of the mound, will throw that sweeping breaking ball that just kind of floats over the plate. The 1-1. Chopper out to second. Noel waits back on it. A little double pump in the glove. Throws over to first in time, and the side is retired. A 1-2-3 inning for Garrett. Granite's comes out of the bullpen looking good for the Barnstormers. Gets a shutdown inning that they needed. We go to the top of the 5th inning. The Revs still lead this one by 6. It's 9-3. We head to the top of the 5th next on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Folks, having a birthday. We'd like to say happy birthday to Matea Miller.
Hey, it's the good-looking genius at Broadway Transmission. You know what really grinds my gears? Perfectly good cars being thrown away just because the transmission went bad. My mind slips into overdrive when someone says,
I'll just get a new car before I'm spending that kind of money on a transmission.
What? According to Kelley Blue Book, the average price of a new car is $32 grand. Now you're going to finance that, right? There's another $6 to $8 grand. And if you drive it off the showroom floor, it loses 20% of its value immediately. Don't forget, you also have to pay sales tax, higher insurance rates, title and registration fees, and come up with $600, $700, $800 a month depending on your interest rates for 5 years. And remember, you will still have to pay for the upkeep of the car. Brakes, tires, wipers, fluids, etc. Stop! Trade your transmission, not your car.
Thanks, good-looking genius.
You're welcome, ma'am. Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and save you all that dough. Visit us on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Does your wealth advisor know how you take your coffee? At Smith, Mayer & Little Wealth Advisory Group, we genuinely get to know our clients, from their interests, goals, and dreams, right down to how they like their coffee. By understanding our clients on a personal level, we help them make wise financial decisions. In us, you will find a trusted confidant dedicated to your financial success. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. Get to know us over a cup of coffee or visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
This is Chang Choi, athletic trainer of the York Revolution. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
New pitcher into the ballgame for the Revs in the top of inning number 5 is Jake Ezell, the third pitcher in the game for the Revs. Detweiler started, went the first 3. Nick Baker pitched just the 4th. And now Ezell takes over, returning to the Revs this season after being a part of the championship squad last year. It's 9-3 Revs. We're in the top of inning number 5. The Revs got 5 in the first, 1 in the second, 3 in the third. Meanwhile, the Barnstormers 1 in the first, 2 in the fourth off Baker. And now leading things off is Ryan Castile, the designated hitter. He singled home a run his first time up, popped out to the first baseman Burgess his last time up. And now a chopper out to short. Dent has it on a couple hops, throws over to first. Nice stretch from Burgess, and that's out number 1. So Castile, who had a pinch hit in yesterday's ball game, singled today. It's now 1 for 3 in today's ball game after the 6-3 ground out. Now Trayvon Robinson, who singled and was caught stealing in the 3rd inning. His caught stealing ended that frame. And on a dart down to third base from the catcher Luis Cruz. Now Ezell, who got a harmless ground out to short for the first out of the inning, gets another chopper, this one to second. Casilla backhands, throws off balance, a stretch from Burgess, he holds the bag. Michael Burgess, a heck of a job to hold the first base bag with his toe there. Alexi Casilla did not take his time at all to throw that. He threw it from down by his legs, sidearm over to first, and a heck of a play there from Alexi on the 4-3 ground out. So 2 up, 2 down in the inning for Jake Ezell. That brings up Anderson De La Rosa. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Went 0 for 4 yesterday. Revs holding a 9-3 lead. And now a pitch is low in the dirt. 1-0 the count on De La Rosa. 9-3 lead for York, top 5.
I got a beard, but I want them to grab. I'll say hello.
Zell in his first inning of work, he's retired the first two batters he's faced. Now a swing and a miss. 0-2 on De La Rosa. Zell pumping the fastball. Zell started his professional career with the Florence Freedom of the Frontier League in 2015. 26-year-old native of Bon Air, Georgia. Last season for York, he went 0-1 with a 3.78 ERA. Pitched in 9 games, including making 1 spot start. Swing and a miss there. And the count goes to 2 strikes now on De La Rosa. He also pitched in 12 games for the Traverse City Beach Bums of the Frontier League last year, did Zell. So 21 appearances total on the year. 16 2/3 of those innings came with York, 15, the other 15 with Traverse City. Swing and a miss there. Jakey Zell pumping the fastball past Anderson De La Rosa. A 1-2-3 inning for Zell. The Barnstormers go down easily in the top of the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Revs holding that 9-3 lead. We'll see what they have in store on offense.
New to you is still used. Why buy used when you can buy a new Mitsubishi from York Mitsubishi for less? Get to York Mitsubishi and check out the all-new Eclipse Cross ES with super all-wheel control. Lease it for just $189 a month for 36 months. Or the Outlander Sport ES as low as $18,990. Plus, they're hooking you up with an industry-leading 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Only at York Mitsubishi, just off Route 30 on Roosevelt Avenue, York. Online at YorkMitsubishi.com. You want more stuff for less money? You want twice the warranty protection? Get it this month at York Mitsubishi, where Mitsubishis always cost less. Bigger families will love the 7-passenger Outlander ES. Get it for as low as $21,390, or the fuel-sipping 40-plus mile-per-gallon 2018 Mirage for just $11,990. Don't buy a used vehicle that's had multiple owners. Not when you could buy new for less. York Mitsubishi, Route 30 and Roosevelt Avenue behind Royal Farms. Check out the selection at YorkMitsubishi.com.
Okay, John, shelves are stocked.
So are the new Fast Play games from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Just pick your game, get your ticket, and see if you've won.
Like $20 on the spot, loaded with $20 prizes.
Yep, winning's never been faster.
Not faster than me clearing these shelves.
Dude, I hope you're even faster at restocking.
Yeah.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Listen live, on demand, and on the go. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores today.
Bottom 5 and the Revs lead the Barnstormers 9-3. Michael Marcantonini with you on the call. Happy to be with you on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK and WOYK's YouTube channel, going with the YouTube live broadcast again this season. We'll also be featuring the YouTube live broadcast for road games, not just home games, so that's something to look forward to in the 2018 Atlantic League season. Revs won last night's season opener against the Barnstormers 4-3. Jared Mitchell a solo home run, Ryan Dent a 3-run shot, counting for all 4 of the Revs runs. And speaking of Ryan Dent, he's up now to lead off the bottom of inning number 5. It's Dent, Cruz, and Travis Witherspoon, 7, 8, 9 for the Revs, to face Garrett Granitz once again, as he'll throw another inning for Lancaster. Ross Peoples needs somebody in that pen to eat up innings after Jonathan Albaladejo only went 1 2/3 to start the game. Now, Granite's a slow pauses delivery, gets a strike over on the outside corner, and not only does Granite's come from a submarine angle, that pause in the delivery's got to throw the hitter off. Something like that easily can throw the timing of the hitter off. Now Ryan Dent takes a ball high. Dent, Cruz, and Witherspoon again, 7, 8, 9 for the Revs, who lead 9-3. We're in the bottom of inning number 5. Jakey Zell, a 1-2-3 inning with a strikeout to end the frame. He came into the ballgame after Nick Baker allowed 2 runs in the 4th inning. Ross Detweiler logged the first 3 innings of the game for the Revs, allowing just 1 run. Another good take from Ryan Dent as that sweeping curveball across the zone missed low and outside. Count at 2-2 right now. No one on. Dent looking for his first hit of the night. He's reached base once. That was a walk. Now a ground ball to short. Frias has it. Crow hops across the diamond, throws in time, and Dent's out number 1 in the bottom of the 5th. Dent now 0 for 2 on the night. That brings up Luis Cruz in his season debut tonight. He's 2 for 2. How about it? Thought maybe his timing could be down after he only was here for the last day of training camp, didn't play in any preseason games. But he's 2 for 2. Sometimes that's just how baseball works. Now the first pitch he sees from Granite's is a strike on the outside corner. Counts 0-1. 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. 9-3 lead for the Revs. 9 runs on 9 hits. No errors for the Revs. Now swing and a miss, and Cruz had no chance on that sweeping, slow breaking ball. He was fooled. Took a big hack and came up empty. A bleeder single down the first base line in the first. A hard hit ball up the middle in the second that hit off, or excuse me, his second time up that hit off the second baseman Noel. Now a fastball misses inside, that backs Cruz up off the plate as he dances out of the box. Scored a run in that 3-run third, did Cruz. Granite's through an inning in the third. He's retired all 4 batters he's faced. Now a ground ball to second. This one easy for Noel. Scoops it up. And that's out number 2 as Cruz is thrown out. 3 ground balls in a row induced by Granite's out of the bullpen. He's retired all 5 that he's faced. Now Travis Witherspoon will come to the plate with 3 hits so far in the young Atlantic League season. Witherspoon struck out swinging in the first, but doubled home a run and then later scored a run in the 3rd inning. Inside out swing on a ball down the right field line that got into the corner. An easy double for Spoon, who runs incredibly well. Now first pitch swing, and he took a big hack at the slow curveball and came up with nothing. Witherspoon, a former Barnstormer, was traded to the Revs from the Barnstormers in 2016, then spent all of 2017 in York. That one's inside. During his time as a Barnstormer, Spoon hit .256, 2 homers, 2 triples, 5 doubles. Drove in 13 in 34 games for Lancaster before the mid-season trade to York. Then with York, he really took off. Hit .293 that season. Drove in 34 runs, 8 doubles, and 8 home runs in 2016 with York just alone. As Witherspoon runs out of the box as he was almost clipped by that pitch on his jersey. Avoided it and then danced out in front of the plate. He'll share a laugh with Jared Mitchell on deck after that one almost got him. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 9-3 lead for the Revs, bottom 5. And this one flared into right field, but right there to make the grab is Blake Galen. It's another 1-2-3 inning for the Barnstormers. Great job by Garrett Granitz out of the bullpen. He's retired all 6 that he's faced, and that's how the 5th inning ends. We go to the top of the 6th. The Revs still holding a 6-run lead. They lead the Barnstormers 9-3. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Revs Baseball on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
As you clean it out, keep in mind Community Aid's looking for your lucky leftovers. After you wrap up your yard sale, donate what's left over at your closest Community Aid Drive-Up Donation Center. They're attached to each of Community Aid's incredible thrift stores in our area. Hanover, Harrisburg, Lancaster, Mechanicsburg, and Selinsgrove. Community Aid wants your lucky leftovers to help more than 750 local charities. Learn more at communityaid.net. But don't forget, give your lucky leftovers to Community Aid. Neighbors helping neighbors.
Carmen Fusco Pro Baseball and Softball Academy in New Cumberland offers a variety of lesson plans for every budget. Owner Carmen Fusco has 38 years of Major League Baseball experience, and our staff is made up entirely of professional instructors, including Carmen Fusco, Sam Knott, TJ Cronenberger, and Lisa Baker. We offer one-on-one private instruction, camps and clinics, and year-round travel ball programs focused on developing the player. We differ from other facilities because we offer professional instruction with Major League Baseball techniques. We also provide free college placement for our athletes. Conveniently located off I-83 between Harrisburg and York, check out Carmen Fusco Pro Baseball and Softball Academy in New Cumberland and go online to FuscoProBaseball.com.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
Hey, this is Jacoby Jones, Super Bowl champ, Dancing with the Stars. If y'all didn't vote for me, it's y'all fault I lost, but you're listening to the radio, WOYK 1350, baby.
Well, Jake Ezell will get another inning for the Revs. He pitched a 1-2-3 top of the 5th inning as he got the Barnstormers down in order. A ground out to short, a ground out to second, and then a strikeout of De La Rosa. Now he'll face Vladimir Frias, Rico Noel, and Darian Sanford, 8-9-1 for the Barnstormers here in the top of the 6th inning. 9-3 lead for the Revs as we open up play in the 6th frame. Ezell starts off switch hitting Frias with a strike. Ezell, the 3rd pitcher of the night for the Revs. He's working into his 2nd inning now. Ezell did a phenomenal job in that 5th. Didn't have to work very hard at all. This one off the hands, fly ball, sky high into center field. Travis Witherspoon a few steps in. He makes the grab in medium center for out number 1. So 4 up, 4 down for Jake Ezell. He's been fantastic. That brings up Rico Noel. Well, Rico Noel 2 for 2 today. He scored one of the runs for Lancaster. One of their 3. After Noel, back to the top for Sanford. 9-3 lead for the Revs, top 6. The pitch from Ezell, swinging a foul tip into the glove of Cruz. It's 0-1. 1 down in the inning, no one on. Revs scored early, they've scored often. Although the last 2 they've gone down 1-2-3. They got 5 in the 1st, including a Zach Wilson 3-run home run. 1 in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd. Now a check swing foul ball over toward the Revs dugout on the first base side. Noel upset with himself that the ball caught the bat there. Stole 3rd base in the 2nd inning. That was part of a double steal with Sanford, who was on 1st at the time. Now the 2-strike pitch is sent into right field past Alexi Casilla. Couldn't get to it moving to his left. Jared Mitchell throws it back in. Noel is 3rd hit of the night. He's 3 for 3. Rico Noel, a tough out to get. And nobody on the Revs pitching staff has been able to get him out. Detweiler couldn't get him. Baker had a shot at him. That didn't work. Now Ezell couldn't get him either. That broke up 4 straight retired by Ezell since coming into the ballgame. Pitchers warming in each bullpen. Luke Westfall getting loose for the Revs. Matt Marksberry getting loose in the bullpen for the Barnstormers. Now Sanford showed bunt as he comes to the plate with a man on and 1 down. 9-3 Revs, top of the 6th. 1-0 the count with 1 down and a man on 1st. Jake Ezell hangs his arm as he bends at the waist, checking the sign from his catcher, Cruz. Now he comes set, and the pitch. Fouled back into the netting, it's 1-1. Jake Ezell has been very good since coming into the game. Just the 1 hit allowed, that's it. Now the left-handed hitting Sanford will step back into the box. Taps the plate, waves the bat across the zone. Short lead for Noel at first base. And the pitch. Up and in. Snap throw down to first, not in time. Burgess showed first base umpire Michael Williams the ball in his glove, but just back safely is Noel. A good idea there from Cruz, who was thrown down there earlier in the game. He's also thrown out a runner trying to steal 3rd, so he will throw to any bag. Now Ezell waiting for the sign once again. The pitch was a ball. It counts 2-1. Now Noel takes off for second. Cruz the throw down. It skips Casilla as it was caught on a hop. Tag not in time. Throw not in time. And it's stolen base number 2 for Rico Noel. He's having himself a night. 9-3 lead for the Revs, but the Barnstormers have put the last 2 on the board. They got 2 in the 4th. The Revs, meanwhile, have gone down quietly in the 4th and the 5th. Now Cruz out to talk to Ezel. And the home plate umpire, Calvin Baker, will go out to chat as well. Runner on second, that's Rico Noel. He just swiped the bag after singling with 1 out. Vladimir Frias flew out to center to start the inning. And here's Darian Sanford, 1 for 4 with a 2 RBI double, a run scored on caught stealing in last night's game. He was caught stealing in the 9th, picked off first base with 1 out. A 1-3-4 put out on that pickoff attempt last night. Swing and a miss there. And Ezel went with the fastball. And the count runs full, 3-2. 1 out in the inning, runner on second. Sanford at the plate. 9-3 lead for the Revs in the top of inning number 6. Michael Marcantonini with you on the call. Now Ezel readies the pitch, leg kick and pitch. Off the end of the bat into left field, sinking quickly, but Ruby Silva makes the grab on the run. Silva ranging towards the line, makes the grab on the run, and that's the second out, a big out number 2 for Jake Ezel and the Revs. Ruby Silva made a heck of a play last night for the final out of the game. It was a fly ball off the bat of Tyler Bortnick down the line last night. Silva, on a dead sprint, made the grab towards the line, and it ended the game in a Revs 4-3 win. Robert Carson got a 6-out save last night. A lot of help from his defense, and there were 2 caught stealings in the 9th inning that helped him secure that save. Now Tyler Bortnick, the man I just mentioned, is up at the dish. Hitless tonight, but he has an RBI ground out. He's also reached base on a walk, so he's 1 for 2 with a run driven in. Rico Noel, who stole second earlier in the inning after singling, is still on second base. Jake Ezel trying to work through his second full frame. He's worked an inning and 2/3 so far, only allowing 1 base runner. It was a hit. 9-3 lead for the Revs, top 6. Game 2 of a 4-game set between these crosstown rivals. And the pitch to Bortnick. Fly ball right center field. Jared Mitchell has a beat on it. He'll make the grab in the alley, and the inning is over. So 1 hit with 1 out. Noel gets the second after swiping it. That's all that happens as Jake Ezel gets 2 flyouts to end the frame. It's still 9-3 Revs. We go to the bottom of the 6th. We'll see if the Revs can do something. They haven't scored since the 3rd. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Michael Marcantonini and Revs Baseball on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Planning your next visit to York? Book your stay at Courtyard by Marriott. Conveniently situated near local businesses, shopping, dining, downtown, and local attractions, Courtyard by Marriott features a state-of-the-art lobby, inviting flexible spaces to work or relax, free Wi-Fi, our well-equipped fitness center, and the bistro offering healthy options and refreshing choices, including Starbucks and an evening bar. Your stay is sure to be more comfortable, productive, and enjoyable than ever before. Courtyard by Marriott, 2799 Concord Road in York. Book your stay at 717-840-7840.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Hi,
Hi, this is United States Olympic gold medalist Jenny Finch. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on Sports Radio 1350. WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Bottom of inning number 6 from Peoples Bank Park in York, Pennsylvania. Michael Marcantonini with you on the call. It's 9-3 Revs over the Barnstormers as Jared Mitchell comes to the plate in the bottom of the 6th. It's Mitchell Casilla Cuevas. Mitchell is now led off an inning for the 3rd time tonight. Mitchell, a solid night at the plate. 1 for 2 with a single, a walk, a stolen base, and 2 runs. A lefty-lefty matchup for Mitchell, though, as Matt Marksberry checks into the game for the Barnstormers, the 6'1", 185-pound southpaw from Cincinnati, Ohio. Previously has Major League experience, one of 8 members of this Barnstormers club that has reached the Major Leagues as he misses high with a ball there. And the count's 2-0 on Mitchell. So Marksberry into the game now in relief of Garrett Granitz, who worked 2 scoreless innings in relief. Now the pitch from the left-hander. Swing and a miss. Mitchell was hacking and came up empty on the 2-0. It's now 2-1. Revs up 9-3 on the Stormers. In Game 2 of the 126 game Atlantic League season, the Revs won last night 4-3. They lead by 6 here tonight. We're in the bottom of inning number 6. They haven't scored since the 3rd. Now Mitchell off the end of the bat into left field. This one on the track. Trayvon Robinson makes the grab in front of the scoreboard. And that's out number 1 here in the 6th. That brings up the second baseman, Alexi Casilla. Casilla doubled in the 8th inning of last night's ball game, but was stranded. Has a single tonight, 2 singles, excuse me, an RBI single in the 3rd. Single and a run in that 5-run first. He's also been hit by a pitch. So 2 for 2, has reached base 3 times. Takes outside there. And Marksberry continues what Granite started, dominance in relief. Tommy Shirley was the first reliever out of the pen for the Stormers. He was not great as he allowed a few runs. Casilla misses that one. Jonathan Albaladejo started for the Barnstormers tonight. Lasted just an inning and 2/3, and he gave up 6 runs. But after Shirley, Granite's faced 6 batters. He got them all out. Now Marksberry's retired the first batter he sees. Now a slow chopper over Marksberry's head. This will be a tough play for Frias. Tough throw across the diamond, but he makes it, and Casilla is retired for the first time tonight, 2nd out of the inning.
Alexi's going to be an on-base machine for this team. So many ways that he can get on. The way he works the count, his patience, his hitting, and his speed. It's a tough play with him running down the line, but Frias, really sure-handed infielder, made it look pretty.
9-3 lead for the Revs. We're in the bottom of inning number 6. That brings up Jose Cuevas. Cuevas singled in the first, struck out looking in the second, flew out to center in the 3rd. Played last season with Bridgeport. He's happy to be in York this season for the defending champs. Had a great spring training, had 2 home runs in the first spring training game of the season. That was here against Lancaster. Had a solo shot and a grand slam over the arch nemesis in left. Counts 1-1 on Jose with 2 down and none on. Revs up by 6. They lead the Barnstormers 9-3. We're in the 6th inning. Michael Marcantoni alongside Darrell Henry. Curveball from Marksberry in for a strike on the outer half of the plate. It makes it 1-2 on Cuevas. Revs did all their scoring so far in the first 3 innings. Go figure that I wouldn't get any action to call in the middle innings. But I can't complain too much. I got dense homer yesterday. The 2-strike pitch in the dirt. Nice hold by Cuevas there. They'll peel down to first. No swing, says first base umpire Michael Williams.
Well, I had to inhale my dinner because it was one out after another. I love to see the way that Ezel was working, though. Can't complain about that.
Jake looked great. 2 scoreless innings in relief, allowing just 1 base runner. It was a single to Rico Noel, retiring 6 of the 7 batters he faced. Now a ground ball out to second. This should end the inning. Noel throws over to first in time. And another 1-2-3 inning. The Revs have been sent down in order to each of the last 3 innings as Cuevas grounds out. We head to the top of the 7th inning. The Revs still holding that 6-run lead. It's 9-3 Revs. So we go to the top of the 7th next. Michael Mark Antony alongside Darryl Henry on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Rudders has all your favorite seafood options. Tavern battered cod sandwich, crispy fried shrimp with bada bing dipping sauce, flavorful crab and corn chowder, just to name a few. Rudders Seafood. One try and you'll be hooked. Rudders. Why go anywhere else for seafood?
Planning your summer vacation? Looking to take care of those long overdue home improvements? Hello, I'm Tara Hauser, Vice President of Marketing at First Capital Federal Credit Union. Make all your dreams come true with a home equity loan from First Capital FCU. For a limited time, take advantage of a 7-year home equity loan of $10,000 or more with an annual percentage rate as low as 3.99%. Visit firstcapitalfcu.com or stop by any branch to apply. First Capital, putting you first. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
First Capital Federal Credit Union.
Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania delivers natural gas to 423,000 customers. Our commitment is to do it reliably, efficiently, and most importantly, safely. If you smell, hear, or see any sign of a natural gas problem, evacuate immediately and call 911 from a safe location. The most obvious indication of a problem in your home would be a rotten egg odor. For more information on natural gas safety, visit ColumbiaGasPA.com. Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania reminding you about natural gas safety.
Rudder's Hot Dog Extravaganza is here. Rudder's Kunzler hot dogs and brand new corn dogs are only 2 for $2. Our amazing Kunzler bacon wrapped cheddar dogs and sausages are only 2 for $4. Earn 2 cents on fuel for every deal purchase. Must scan rewards card. Rudder's, why go anywhere else?
You're on the home of the Atlantic League champion York Revolution. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Head of the 7th inning, Revs looking for a 2-0 start. They lead at 9-3. Luke Westfall will take over. Pitching change is brought to you by Maple Donuts. Ross Detweiler, the first 3 tonight in his season debut. Nick Baker worked the 4th. Jake Ezel has been the most efficient thus far this evening, retiring 6 of the 7 that he faced in 2 innings of relief. And now it's Westfall for his season debut. Pitched really well for the Revs last season as a lefty setup man. And he'll face Blake Galen up first. Westfall, who looks like he starts from the stretch, but then steps sideways into a windup, and he misses down low, 90 miles an hour on his first pitch of the night. Galen 1 for 2, a single, a walk, a steal, and a run this evening. And Westfall ready with it. Here's the 1-0. Fastball just inside. Westfall, after last season, had been slated to go to Puerto Rico to play winter ball, but obviously the horrible hurricane that impacted the island, it impacted the Winter League, and he ended up not being able to go. Pitch is taken low, ball 3. And he actually had an opportunity very late in that season to go there, but at that point his sights had been set on the summer season here in York and was getting ready for that. Here's the 3-0. And that caught the inside corner for a strike. Last year, he had some tough luck losses in relief. He ended up 2-7, but his ERA 3.35. Lefty on lefty. And 3-1. Swinging a line drive toward the line and right. That's down for a hit. And it will 2-hop the wall. Mitchell plays the carom, airs out a throw towards second. Dent will come toward the mound to receive it. It's a leadoff double for Galen. to begin the 7th inning, and among his Lancaster all-time leading categories, doubles is one of those.
The Barnstormers are hitting the ball tonight, make that 10 hits for them. They out-hit the Revs by 1 last night. So they're doing everything you'd ask for out of a lineup 1 through 9. It's just, last night, they had less runs than the Revs, and that's what it came down to. And tonight, shocking to see them have 10 hits but only 3 runs. So Revs pitchers have done a great job of stranding base runners.
Here is Joey Turdoslavich. First one is down and away. He is walked, flied out, and struck out. So it's now 9 runs, 9 hits, no errors for York. 3 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for Lancaster. Nightfall here in York. Temperatures will be getting into the 50s this evening as Westfall steps off. Right now it is at 60 on the board here in the park. And our weather brought to you by Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. The 1-0, swing and a miss. Good fastball exploding through the bottom of the zone. One of the first bullpens that we had a chance to watch early in camp, up close and personal, was Westfall. Revs fans know about his great stuff. Most of what he throws is hard. 1-1. And that missed down and in. Fastball, slider, and he will show a changeup, but also saw him throwing a knuckleball on the side, and he threw it really hard. It was not your floater. It was thrown with some firmness. He deals. There's a breaking ball. It tumbles in for a strike, 2-2.
But anytime you can get a knuckleball to actually work, it proves to be an excellent pitch to use because hitters just aren't used to hitting it, and it's not one of those where you see it a couple times and then you're like, all right, I'm on it. It's to hit it, it just kind of has to happen.
Now ready and delivers. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Fastball high and away at 92, and he gets the Lancaster cleanup hitter to extend the zone. 1 away.
Great pitch there by Westfall, coming back after the double and getting a big out of Turdoslavich, a guy who we know can hit. And now he's got Ryan Castile to deal with, another guy who's had a solid start to the season. 2 hits already, 1 apiece yesterday and today.
Drove in their first run tonight in the first inning, 1 for 3 in the game. And he is the K-man tonight. First pitch, breaking ball, it's a strike, a slider, right about belt high. 9-3 York here in the 7th inning. Revs looking to make it 2-0. Westfall sets. Kicks the 0-1 and a slider, swing and a miss. His slider is outstanding, and from the overhand angle, it's got so much downward bite to it. That one buried in the dirt, unhittable.
Well, I love when left-handed pitchers have a slider. It's such a good pitch for them because against lefties, it's so hard to hit for a left-handed batter the way the lefties off the mound come with their pitches. And going in on righties, you can go in on them, you can go backdoor. On the outside part of the plate, a great pitch for left-handed pitchers.
Now back with a fastball. This one missed high. 1-2. If you're just joining us, Revs were down 1-0 on the Castile first inning hit, but then scored 5 in the first. Zach Wilson, a 3-run homer, 1 in the second, 3 in the third. And they were up 9-1 at its pinnacle. And right now a 9-3 lead as we play here in the 7th inning. Westfall ready, comes home. Strike 3 called. Moz sticks tonight. A fastball at the knees at 92. And after the leadoff double, back-to-back Ks.
Luke Westfall, a lot of velocity on his pitches, and to be able to pump them in the zone can really be overbearing on hitters, and that's exactly what's happened to both Turdoslavich and Castile.
At 2 away, here is Trayvon Robinson. He's 1 for 3 tonight. As they make the announcement that those Moz sticks will now be up for grabs At Rutter's first pitch, swing and a miss, a slider, and that one of the big tumbling off the table break variety. No balls and a strike. Robinson switch hitter batting right. He was trying to kill one, and Westfall gave him the slider. Galen stands at second after the leadoff double. The stretch, the 0-1, and it missed off the plate away. Westfall had to miss roughly a month in the second half last year. There's some soreness that he had, but came back late in the year, got on the mound just before the postseason, and then was tremendous in the playoffs. It's the 1-1, swing and a miss, and he stays with that slider. We've seen different speeds and different breaks on it. Ahead now, 1-2.
Well, we know Westfall has that swing and miss stuff. He's got strikeout pitches, and with the fastball and slider have looked great this inning. And I gotta believe, ahead in the count here, it goes back to that breaking ball. It's been so effective in the inning.
Trying to strike out the side. He did that a few times last year. He's ready. The 1-2. Swing, and he just got a piece. Rolls it along the line at third. It's hugging the grass, and it stays fair. Comes to a dead stop. It'll be an infield hit. It stops just about exactly halfway toward third, inches inside the grass line. Galen will go to third, and Robinson's on base as the inning continues.
Really nothing you can do with that, and that's a case where even if Cuevas had been playing in, I don't think he throws out Robinson. He'd have to probably barehander to throw off balance and try to get a speedy runner. That's a case where you just got to say, all right, I made my pitch, and little dribbler turned into a hit.
And now Anderson De La Rosa, who's 1 for 3. 2 strikeouts. A single in between. And Westfall ready. First pitch misses high and away. Now the 11th hit for Lancaster tonight. And now as he came set, Cruz asked for time. Maybe rethinking what they put down on that sequence. On our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard, Sugarland leads New Britain 2-0, bottom of the 4th inning. Pete Incaviglia's managerial debut in the league against Wally Backman making his, as Westfall misses away 2-0. Southern Maryland's beaten Long Island 6-1. That's a final. Darrell Thompson, 6 innings, 1 run on 2 hits for the win, struck out 7. Blue Crabs got to Jair Jurgens in that game, 4 innings, 4 runs. Westfall ready. The 2-0, and a slider in for a strike. Long Island's only run off Thompson, a Jordani Valdespin home run. Another one of the big leaguers that they had signed this offseason. And in the 8th, Somerset leads the Road Warriors 2-1. Here it's 9-3 York. And the pitch. Swinging a pop-up foul, backing out of play. 2-2.
Still that 6-run lead for the Revs, but Westfall, knowing he has some room to work with, doesn't need to stress out about the first and third situation with 2 outs, but really needs to come make a pitch here because Lancaster, they have the last 2 runs on the board. They came in the 3rd. You don't really want them to inch back any closer here, so keeping it at 6 runs at the end of the 7th would be critical.
First and third, 2 outs. Here's the stretch and a move to first and a little lean from Robinson, but had time to scoot back. Temperature on the board now has dipped to 59 degrees. But what a great night for April. Here on opening weekend, we've been treated to 2 great weather nights. Another move to first, Robinson back. Standing up this time.
Now that could be a case where you just may want to throw the batter at the plate, De La Rosa, off. 2 straight pickoff moves. He might get a little out of sorts, not in that rhythm of stepping back in the box awaiting a pitch every time.
Westfall ready, will try it, fires and misses high. Another slider, so Robinson will be on the move, a full count with 2 outs. Galen, the runner at third, led off this inning with a double, and Westfall has gone almost the distance this inning and trying to keep him from scoring. Still has 1 bag to play with.
I think Westfall's going to dial it up, go fastball high here.
He fires, and a swing and a high fly, left center, hit pretty well. Silva's got it lined up, though. He's under it, backing up a few more steps and makes the grab. It was a fastball, and De La Rosa got under it and is kept in the yard. No runs on 2 hits and 2 left, and Westfall works past the leadoff double. Stretch time here at Peoples Bank Park. It's York 9, Lancaster 3.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
If you are facing retirement decisions, Smith, Mayer & Little Wealth Advisory Group can develop a customized retirement income plan. As specialists in retirement planning, we will guide you on Social Security benefits, 401k and retirement plan rollovers, pension choices, and distribution options. We can explain employer benefit plans and retirement systems such as PESRS and TIACREF. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. Get to know us over a cup of coffee or visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
You trust AAA to work at every mile. But AAA doesn't just cover your car. They can also cover your home. AAA Home Insurance protects every square foot. And when you add AAA Home Insurance to AAA Auto Insurance, you get more protection and more savings. Insurance that's not just insurance. Talk to your local AAA insurance agent today or visit AAA.com to learn more about AAA Home Insurance.
Hi, this is Mark Mason. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350, WOYK.
Stretch time here at Peoples Bank Park, a 9-3 lead for the Revs. Matt Marksberry stays on for Lancaster, 1-2-3 6th inning. Barnstormer pitchers have retired 10 straight since Alexi Casillas' RBI infield hit in the third, which made it a 9-1 lead, now 9-3. And Keenan Walker in the game for Lancaster takes over in right field, placing Blake Galen, whose night is done. Michael Burgess will lead off, left on left. First pitch, he swings and misses, fastball. And again, they will play him with the pull shift. Shortstop Frias was directly behind second. Now a couple of steps even further over toward the opposite side. Time asked for momentarily. No balls and a strike on Burgess, who's been held out of the party tonight, 0 for 3. And a fastball wide, 1-1. Revs have Zach Groats getting ready to make his York debut for the regular season next inning. Nice job by Westfall to keep the zeros going, working around that leadoff double. The 1-1, that's down low. Fastball at 91 from Marksberry, who's got some big league time. Was up with Atlanta for 31 games 3 years ago, 4 more 2 years ago. Now fires. And a check swing. It's a called strike anyway, 2-2. Marksberry was set to be a Patriot midway through last season. He signed but was released before getting into a game, and he ended up in the Can-Am Association with Quebec. The Pitch, swing and a tap foul over towards Zach Wilson, who waits on deck. He's a 15th round pick of Atlanta back in 2013, out of Campbell University in the Big South.
I believe they're the Campbell Camels. Am I right there?
You might be.
I'm going to double check, but I think they're the Camels.
2-2. And just off the corner away, Marksberry paused. He wanted it. I believe the Astros single A team was using their field temporarily in North Carolina.
It is confirmed that they are the Campbell Camels.
And here's a swing and a miss. Fastball, he kept it away from Burgess. And down swinging, 1 out.
A tough night at the plate for Mike. And it's a case where he's put some good swings on balls, or just put some good swings at the plate in general, just coming up empty there. And we know baseball, a game of inches. And if he connects on a couple of those swings, no chance those balls are staying in the yard. Just one of those nights. It always seems like there's one guy in the lineup in a night where you're putting up a ton of runs that doesn't get into the party.
Here's Zach Wilson. And a breaking ball in for a strike. I hate to say it, but last year when the Revs had some of their biggest games, he was the guy that got left out. But obviously he came up big in games where they really needed him then. Pitch to Wilson. He swings, golfs a foul out of play right side. Wilson, a big night tonight. A mighty swing in the first inning. 3-run homer, his first with York. Since then, a walk and a pop-up. Marksberry ready, the 0-2. And a swing and a miss. Slider breaking into the dirt. De La Rosa will block it and tag. 2 down. Tomorrow morning, tune in at 8 a.m. Keystone Kickoff, brought to you by Neighborhood Sure Save Markets. I'm sure they'll be talking about Saquon Barkley's draft selection. And then at 9, Central PA Game Day with Steve Navaroli, also brought to you by Neighborhood Sure Save Markets. Ray Jensen co-hosting. I made a cameo. Eric Menzer made a cameo. Here is Ruby Silva. He swings, fouls the first one back, and out of play.
Well, now you mention it, I completely forgot that the NFL Draft was on again tonight, rounds 2 and 3.
I heard the Eagles traded up.
Yeah. Oh, up.
I believe. I could be wrong.
Well, they traded out of 32 last night. Got a second and a third in this year's draft. That essentially counts as trading up, since they didn't have one in either of those rounds before.
There's a ball low on Ruby, 1-1. Well, I'm not sure. When I walked out, I heard they were on the clock, and it was a pick that I didn't think they had before that. There's a breaking ball, pop foul and out of play, 1-2. And they had to have made that pick by now, or they would have lost it. But I'm not sure who they took. I'm wrapped up in this 9-3 Revs lead here. Silva tonight 1 for 3, doubled and scored in the first. Pitch, fastball up, 2-2. Marksberry from Cincinnati.
Well, if you tuned in midway through this game, you wouldn't get the vibe that the Revs are up 9-3. All 9 of those runs coming through the first 3 frames.
It's been quiet. The 2-2. And a pop-up left side of the infield. Bortnick at third will give way to the shortstop, Frias, who came right into Bortnick's real estate and made the play. And that now is 13 in a row retired by Lancaster relievers. But the Revs piled on the runs early, and it will take a 9-3 lead into the 8th.
Everything you've worked for may be facing a hostile takeover, but step outside the boardroom And look around. Not taking care of business right now could leave you dealing with a hostile takeover by crabgrass later this summer. And broadleaf weeds are just beneath the surface, ready to take their share of your turf too. Prevent hostile takeovers. Call Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care and give your lawn a good, healthy start this year. Heritage Lawn can apply crabgrass pre-emergent and quality fertilizer now to fortify your lawn for later. HeritageLawnandLandscape.com. World-class care right in your backyard.
Remember rushing to the newspaper in the morning to read all about that Revs game from the night before? Was it? Yeah, that was a long time ago. We barely remember that too. Sports Radio 1350 is your home for local sports, and we're taking care of that news void in your life. Get your York Revolution game articles delivered right to your inbox every morning, courtesy of WOYK. Simply log on to YorkRevolution.com and click to sign up to receive daily game recaps right to your inbox. Keep up to date every day as the York Revolution go for another Atlantic League title. We're your source for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Enoel Polanco, and you're listening to Your Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revolution, Sport Radio 1350 WOYK.
Eighth inning here tonight at People's Bank Park. Zach Groats is the new pitcher for the Revs. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. They lead it 9-3. Groats will make his Revs debut. He was also acquired from Bridgeport in that dispersal draft. And last year, it almost wasn't a York versus Bridgeport game unless he was in. He faced the Revs in roughly half the games they played against one another. Here is Vladimir Frias leading off. He chops the first pitch right up the middle. Right past Groats and a leadoff base hit. So now 12 hits for the Barnstormers tonight, but Revs pitchers have stranded 10.
Vladimir Frias and now Rico Noel coming up to bat have both been pests at the bottom of the lineup so far. Frias reached base 3 times yesterday, Noel twice, and now Noel 3 for 3 today. Frias on for the second time.
Here is Noel. And Groats delivers, swing and a little flare at short. Dent will cut behind second and make the grab. And Noel not enough on it to muscle it up the middle. Dent behind second base flags it down. 1 out, and each of the first 2 hitters swinging first pitch against Groats. Go back to the top of the order, and Darian Sanford. Sanford 1 for 4 tonight, infield hit. His first stolen base of the year, and an RBI ground out for him. Switch hitter bats left. Pitch from Groats is down low. Zach, who can be deceptive, has a lower right-hand arm angle, gets some sink on it, throws pretty hard, and a splitter that he uses as an out pitch. He fires and skipped it in the dirt, and Cruz unable to pick up. Breaking for second is Frias, and he'll make it without a throw. I think it got by Cruz, and it hit the plate ump in the shin guards, which helped keep it nearby, but Frias took off right away.
If Cruz was able to pick that up on the first try to stab at it in the dirt, then he probably had a shot at Frias there, but seeing Frias on the move, probably rushed trying to pick it up and wasn't able to get a grip.
And now 2-0 on Sanford. There's the stretch from Groats. And fires. That missed high. Last year, Groats 4-3, 3.77 ERA. Tied for the league lead with 67 appearances
I believe it was 12 games that he got into against York. And Frank DiGiulio Jr. had 11. Next one is in for a strike, a fastball. You could say, no wonder Mace wanted to get those guys. He saw them all the time, but aside from that, 2 talented relievers acquired, and also young starter Dominic Severino, who we'll see on Sunday. Down to 3-1, and just a tad low. Groats stopped looking in, but it is ball 4 on Sanford. Tomorrow night we'll see Mitch Atkins make his Revs debut. It's against Nate Reed. Sunday, 1 o'clock, Dominic Severino against Brooks Hall. Now Lancaster with 2 on and 1 out here in the 8th. 9-3 York.
16, third baseman, Tyler Morgan.
Here is Tyler Bortnick, who's 0 for 3, does have an RBI ground out and a walk. And Groats to the plate. Fastball, that's in there for a strike. Revs tonight have now issued 4 walks. That was the first since the 2nd inning. Last night they issued 6. Which was more than they issued in spring training combined.
Yep.
Groats fires, breaking ball, and it snaps hard outside, appeal to first, no swing.
And that was one of the huge bright spots in spring training, is that nobody was walking guys. It was, you know, maybe a walk here and there throughout the spring, but there was a game where the Revs played 10 innings, and every guy that got in, all of them combined to walk nobody.
Groats fires, foul tip, back to the screen. It is 1-2. Our attendance tonight, 4,481, 44-8-1. Nice Friday night here at the ballpark. Even more than the 4,000 plus that we had on a Thursday last night for the opener. Now time asked for as Bortnick backs away. 9 runs, 9 hits, no errors for York. 3 runs, 12 hits, 1 error for Lancaster. Now Bortnick asks for time and steps out again. After Sunday's game, Revs are off on Monday. They actually don't play a Monday game until early June. They'll host the Road Warriors Tuesday at 6:30. Day-nighter on Wednesday, then off Thursday. Groats the pitch, and a late swing, fouled back into the netting. Wednesday, 11 a.m. for Baseball and Education Day, and then 6:30 to wrap up the homestand. And then we'll be in Lancaster for their home opener next weekend, next Friday night. First road game of the year. Now Groats ready. Kicks and fires. And a strike 3 called. Paints the outside corner. 2 down here in the 8th. And some crossfire action from that lower arm angle to the outside black against the right-hand hitter.
A great pitch right there, painting the black on the outside corner. And you're right, coming across the zone there, that's tough for a hitter to pick up from that arm angle. Great pitch by Groats. And Darryl, I was just looking at the scorebook. The Barnstormers have more players in their lineup tonight with multi-hit games than they do runs. 4 guys with multi-hit games. They only have 3 runs to show for it.
Wow, here's Keenan Walker. He swings, skids the first one on the ground and into right center. Frias around third. He will score. Witherspoon has to cover some ground to cut it off. Fires it in. Walker hustles into second ahead of it with a double. And beat the defensive alignment there. It's 9-4. First run they've scored since the 4th inning. And they had Walker played to pull. And hit that one just to Casillas' right. Grounded it on through into right center, and then Witherspoon had to go a long way to get to it as well.
And this is becoming one of those games where you just want it to be over if you're the Revs, because you jump out to that huge lead. So right now you're still at a comfortable 5-run lead, but the way Lancaster's chipping away, you just never know.
9-4. Here's Terdoslavich. He is 0 for 3 tonight, a walk and 2 Ks. Base hit could cut it to 3. First pitch fastball just missed. Down and away. Now if he singles with Walker's speed at second, it could all of a sudden be a save situation. Revs haven't scored since the 3rd. Here's the 1-0. And a missed outside. Cruz came out staring Frias back to 3rd, but held on to it. And now 13 hits for Lancaster tonight. Grode's ready, the 2-0. And it's beaten foul right at the feet of Terdoslavich, 2-1. Lancaster with lefty Matt Reynolds up in their bullpen. Revs have some activity as well. And we've yet to see Treese, Rincon, and Gomez this season. Those are the last 3 relievers yet to work. The 2-1, that's outside. Cruz reaching and stabbing it. And Grode's a little bit off the mark here this inning, falls behind on the cleanup man. And they motion from the bullpen that whoever that is down there is ready. Robert Carson waves the cap into the dugout. The pitch, swing and a miss. And it's 3-2. Good late sink. Looked like it was right over the plate, but the movement got him to swing through it. Full count. Does have first base open. Groats trying to end the inning. The payoff pitch, swinging a line drive right field. Mitchell's got it, hit it right at him. Could have made this a 3-run game if it was hit anywhere else, but right at Mitchell, it hung up for him as he stutter stepped in to make sure that he had it all lined up. He was ready to dive, slide, whatever was needed, but it hung up for him and he made the grab. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 left in scoring possession. Bottom of the 8th, it's York 9, Lancaster 4.
Hear that? It's the sound of summer. Sound nice? Call Kona Ice. We do it all. Schools, sporting events, parties, both corporate and birthday. You name it, we'll be there. We bring the party to you. If you need a little bit of fun in your life, we're the shaved ice truck for you. Oh, and we fundraise too. This summer, cool down with Kona Ice. Give us a call at 1-800-KONA-ICE or visit us online at www.kona-ice.com. Kona Ice. Flavor our world.
What's the simplest, easiest, freest way to get in shape? Walking! That natural walking motion is great for almost everybody, but not every shoe is great for walking.
Flying feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes carries the shoes designed to function best, whether you're out for an invigorating stroll or you're humming along at a serious fitness pace. Walking and fitness shoes that'll do the trick, including a variety of widths and hard-to-find sizes. Walk with name brands like New Balance, Saucony, Brooks, and Accelero. For intense fitness workouts, try shoes from Asics, New Balance, Rika, Saucony, and 361. Flying Feet's selection is great, and the service is even better. With personal attention many stores are lacking. Some stores sell shoes, Flying Feet fits them. So take life in stride and do it in style with comfortable walking shoes and fitness shoes from the sportswear specialty store without specialty prices. Flying Feet Sports Shoes.
Flying Feet.
1511 Mount Rose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83.
This is Hall of Famer Jim Palmer. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Bottom of the 8th inning, 9-4 the lead. Big escape from Zach Groats to only give up the 1 run and keep the Barnstormers at a comfortable distance here. Lefty Matt Reynolds, the new pitcher for Lancaster. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts as Ryan Dent leads off, takes a strike on the outer edge. Dent tonight 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Season debut for Reynolds, one of their top options, as Dent asks for time and backs out. He is back with Lancaster as he fires and missed away. 2 years ago, in 26 outings, he was 1-0 with a 1.64 ERA. The Giants signed him. He made it to the majors that year. He deals, swing, and a towering pop-up right behind second base. And the second baseman, Rico Noel, waits and makes the one-hand grab, 1 down. And that would be 14 in a row. Retired by Lancaster pitchers. Reynolds got into 8 big league games that same season. And then last year, 29 outings for Sacramento in the Pacific Coast League at a 3.86 ERA there. One of their success stories in terms of going from their team to the bigs. Here's Luis Cruz, who looks at a strike. Cruz 2 for 3. RBI single in the first, singled and scored in the third. And he swings here, fouls this one back over the roof. Of the 9 starters, 7 have hits, 8 have scored. Now the pitch, that's high and away. Reynolds originally came up with the Rockies, made it to the big leagues in 2010, and had great success in his first turn at the big league level. 3 years with Colorado, then to Arizona in 2013, where in 30 games he had a sub-2 ERA for the Diamondbacks. Pitch, breaking ball right there, strike 3 called. Now Cruz caught looking, 2 down, and that's 15 straight retired. Good thing they had the bats going early tonight. Leading at 9-4 here in the 8th.
Well, Jonathan Albaladejo, really the only guy that took the mound for the Barnstormers that had a really rough night. Tommy Shirley, the second reliever, gave up 3 runs, 2 of them earned, but even he had more success than Albaladejo did. Just a really rough night, only got 5 outs. And Granite's, Marksberry, now Reynolds all look good.
Now here's Witherspoon, who takes high. Spoon tonight, 1 for 3, RBI double and a run back in the third, which at the time kicked the extra point for the Revs, gave them their 7th run. Reynolds misses away, ball 2. Reynolds, a 20th round pick of Colorado back in 07. And a 2-0. And that's a cross for a strike, a changeup. The Revs were last 2-0 2 years ago. 2016 won the first 2 at New Britain. Now ball misses high and away, 3-1. Actually, I'm wrong. They were 1-1 that year and then won the next 2. Pitch is fouled to the right of the screen and upstairs, and it rebounds straight down off the roof of the Revs dugout. They are trying to become 2-0 for the first time since 2014, when they started 4-0. Swept Camden at home to open that season. Now ready is Reynolds. He deals, and a liner toward short and out of the reach of Frias, who tumbles and somersaults over, losing his cap. Ball's into left center, and Witherspoon 2 for 4 on the night. It's a 2-out single, and it ends the streak of 15 in a row retired. First base runner for the Revs since the 3rd inning.
Well, it's about time, and Travis Witherspoon, I mean, who else to break that streak up? 2 hits again tonight, back-to-back multi-hit games for Spoon. He looks great at the plate after not looking so hot in the preseason, but sometimes that happens with guys. They don't put up the numbers in the spring, and now this is obviously an abbreviated spring training compared to Major League spring training, but turning on in the regular season, that's what Spoon's done.
Here's Jared Mitchell, and a breaking ball hooks over for a strike. Mitchell 1 for 3, single, walk, steal, 2 runs. And that base hit for Spoon got the Revs into double digits in the hit column for the first time this year. There's a move to first, Spoon back on a dive. He was ready for the bright lights to get things going.
When isn't he ready for the bright lights?
It's perfect for him. He's got an interest in movie making. Pitch is a check swing foul, skittered over toward the third base dugout, 0-2.
Well, you know, plenty of these guys always thinking about what their plan is after baseball's over. It doesn't last forever. If you're one of those lucky guys that can play till you're 40 or even in your early 40s, then maybe you don't have to worry about anything after. But a lot of these guys have interests that they want to pursue after they're done playing.
Now the pitch to Mitchell, a pop-up foul out of play, third base side. I've yet to figure out what I'm going to do when I grow up.
Same. I don't plan to ever grow up, you know what I mean? Everybody my age, and my age is 22, everybody acting like they're 30. I mean, relax. I mean, just live a little, you know? Be a kid, even though you're not technically one.
Another 0-2. And that misses high. Revs have had some grinding at bats tonight. Even with that string of 15 in a row retired early in the game, they really made Abeladeo and Shirley work. There's the 1-2. Fastball up and away. Mitchell lays off a close one. 9-4 the lead here in the bottom of the 8th. Mitchell checking on the count. Reynolds 6'5", another tall one coming in. He fires. That's inside, a changeup. So Witherspoon will be on the move with the pitch. Full count, 2 outs. Last night a 4-3 win. Tonight up 9-4. Third base ump Derek Moshe will move over in front of short with Witherspoon about to be in transit. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. 3-2 changeup. And Mitchell motions toward Reynolds and gives him credit for that. He located it perfectly on 3-2. He was sitting fastball. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. And that'll send this game to the 9th. Revs looking for the 2-0 start. They lead it 9-4.
Hey, it's the good-looking genius at Broadway Transmission. You know what really grinds my gears? Perfectly good cars being thrown away just because the transmission went bad. My mind slips into overdrive when someone says,
I'll just get a new car before I spend that kind of money on a transmission.
What? According to Kelley Blue Book, the average price of a new car is $32 grand. Now you're going to finance that, right? There's another $6 to $8 grand. And if you drive it off the showroom floor, it loses 20% of its value immediately. Don't forget, you also have to pay sales tax, higher insurance rates, title and registration fees, and come up with $600, $700, $800 a month depending on your interest rates for 5 years. And remember, you will still have to pay for the upkeep of the car. Brakes, tires, wipers, fluids, etc. Stop! Trade your transmission, not your car.
Thanks, good-looking genius.
You're welcome, ma'am. Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and save you all that dough. Visit us on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
The York County Solid Waste Authority is a proud sponsor of Go Green Night at the York Revolution on June 9th. The first 2,000 fans through the gate will receive a free eco-friendly cloth shopping tote. We call foul on plastic bags, and you should too. Visit www.ycswa.com for more earth-friendly tips. That's www.ycswa.com. Garbage is power.
Local sports on WOYK are brought to you by Maple Donuts, York's great-tasting family tradition.
Hi, I'm Joel Embiid of the Philadelphia 76ers. Catch Sixers basketball all season on Sports Radio, 1350 WOYK, first in York, first in sports.
Head of the ninth inning, Junior Rincon makes his season debut, looking to close it out. Revs with a 9-4 lead. And another pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Saw Rincon get into a couple of preseason games and impressed. And he arrived right around the time of Fan Fest in the middle of camp and saw him for the first time Sunday at Southern Maryland. He had been in spring training with Atlanta earlier this spring and previously in the Braves system, and prior to that, Marlins and Brewers reaching the AA level. Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic native, Ryan Castile is who he will face first. Lancaster DH, 1 for 4 on the night, RBI single in the first inning. And Rincon ready to go. Here is his first pitch, and a swing and a foul out of play, first base side. And the Revs tonight were down 1-0 in the first, scored 5 in the home half, and have not looked back. Here's a foul tip back to the screen. Zach Wilson, a 3-run homer during that big outburst. Then they added 1 in the second, 3 more in the third. Going up 9-1. Right now a 9-4 lead. 0-2. Just missed. Down and away. Rincon hopping off the front of the mound. Walked around the back. He was thinking Cruz would throw it around the horn. And that draws a stare back from the plate on Calvin Baker. Now Rincon ready. We'll try it again. And a curveball missed a little high. That was a pretty good buckle on that hook. Thrown at 78, a hard curve.
Well, the scouting report we got on Rincon is that he has a really nice curveball and can get it in that mid-70s, a change of pace from his fastball.
And this one grounded to short, skidding right to Cuevas. He'll gun it across, 1 down. Came right back with a fastball at 92. And 1 down here in the top of the 9th. And bring up Trayvon Robinson, who's 2 for 4 tonight. Now the Revs get 5 relievers in tonight. They used 3 last night. Still need to see Treese and Gomez get into a game. Rincon delivers. Curveball, there's a strike. Good one. Gets ahead with it. Robinson now batting from the left side of the plate again. Switch hitter. The 0-1, and he spiked it, bounced it in front of the plate. Robinson played in the majors with Seattle. Combined 90 games in 2011 and 12. Originally a Dodgers prospect. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Blew a fastball by him up in the zone at 91. Mixing the fastball and the curveball nicely here in the 9th inning. 1-2. And Rincon ready. Sets, kicks, and fires. Right there, strike 3. 94 on the outer part of the plate. and he punches him out. 2 down, and the Revs an out away from a 2-0 start.
Excellent job by Rincon mixing the fastball and curveball there. When you drop a curveball in, I mean, it's incredibly hard to have to try to hit 94 on the outside corner. And it just froze Robinson there.
Number 32, catcher.
10th strikeout of the night for Revs pitchers. And here's Anderson De La Rosa, who's 1 for 4. First pitch from Rincon, it's down and in, and that one checking in at 96. Consider us impressed. Here's the 1-0. Swing, and he pops him up. Shallow right, Mitchell in, Casilla out, Alexi's got it, game over. And the Revs are 2-0. It's a 9-4 win here in Game 2 of the season tonight. Cannonball will cue it up. And the Revs with the big early outburst, they never look back. Last night it was a 1-run win, and very much about the pitching. Tonight, the big story, the offense early in this one, and 6 pitchers combined to make it stand up. A 9-4 win, and 2-0 for the first time since 2014. A 1-2-3 ninth inning for Junior Rincon to finish it off as the Revs file through the victory line and off into the dugout. A 2-0 start and a 9-4 win against the Barnstormers here tonight. 9-4 your final. Stay tuned. Post-game show follows next.
There's a lot of talk out there about good health care. We all want a good plan. But step outside and take a good look at all those beautiful trees and shrubs in your yard. Do you have a plan to maintain their good health? Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care has a veteran staff of 12 fully licensed and trained tree health care professionals to rely on, including 10 certified arborists and 3 PA certified horticulturalists. So don't let your trees and shrubs fend for themselves against Mother Nature. Visit heritagelawnandlandscape.com and get world-class care right in your backyard.
Donegal offers car and homeowners insurance at rates that are very competitive. So competitive that Donegal's car insurance rates are among the lowest in the state. And if you insure your car and home with Donegal, Donegal will take up to an additional 10% off their already low rates. Donegal, a better value. Contact Coatman Kunkel Insurance at 717-854-0300 or stop in at 3217 East Market Street, York. Locally owned and operated by Pam and Rudy Kochman. Coatman Kunkel Insurance.
Remember when an app was listen only? Oh yeah, that was kind of us, wasn't it? Well, we have a new app. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores and take Sports Radio 1350 on the go like never before. Listen on the go like always, and now get easier access to archived games and programs on demand. Watch WOYK game broadcasts on YouTube and so much more. Search the new WOYK on the Apple and Google Play stores and download today. It's not just an app, it's a lifestyle. Sports Radio 1350. First in York, first in sports.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet